tonight's first quarter-final clash. High-velocity powerball, high-octane atmospheres, high-tension slingshot, and high-jinks Wolfman style. But before all that, meet your hosts, Jeremy Guscott and Ulrika Johnson.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to the first of our quarter-finals. This means that it'll be the second time our contenders meet our gladiators, and it also means that the stakes are getting higher.
Well, the higher you go, the greater the rewards. This year's winners of Gladiators 1998 will each receive £1,000, plus they'll both drive off in one of these new-to-the-country four-wheel drive trucks. The runners-up, well, they will also receive £1,000, plus we'll jet them off to the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
So let's meet tonight's quarter-finalists. They are Sharon Kewley
and Louise Raines.
A lot of noise from over there, Sharon.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're the best.
But certainly, remind everybody at home what you do and where you're from.
Yeah, I actually promote health and fitness centres around the country. So.
And where from?
I'm from Liverpool.
Of course. Now listen, you breathe through your heat, yeah, smiling with great enthusiasm, whatever else. Do you feel that your attitude has changed now that you've made it to the quarterfinals and there's really more at stake now?
Not really, no. I mean, you know, if you take it too seriously, it becomes, you know, a bit of a problem. I think you just got to have fun, enjoy the games, and just get through as much as you can get through.
And did you learn anything in the heats that you might be able to use now in the quarters?
Oh, yeah, but I'm not going to tell.
All right, then. All right, then. We'll just wait to see you in action. Let's hear it for Sharon Kewley.
Louise, just remind everybody where you come from and what you do.
I'm Louise Raines from Preston in Lancashire, and I own a bridal shop.
Bridal shop. OK. We're to the quarter-final stage now. You're used to competition because you used to be a bodybuilder. How does the tension compare here?
There's nothing like the Gladiators crowd and competing in front of all these people. It's absolutely fantastic.
Let's give it up for Louise Raines.
Now let's meet our male quarter-finalists. They are Dave Walter
and Cassius Frankson.
They're a bit quiet today. I think they must be holding back a bit.
They are. Remind everyone at home what it is you do and where you're from.
I'm Dave Walter and I work in Kentucky and Exeter.
Which, of course, explains the chicken over there. How do you fancy your chances tonight?
Well, everyone that's got here, all the contenders that got this far, they've all got what it takes to win, so, you know, it's whoever's got it on the night.
It's a tough competition. Let's hear it for Dave Walter.
Cass, I'm extra pleased to see you here because it means the steel band's here as well.
Yeah, they came back again.
Cass, just remind us what you do and where you come from.
I come from East London and I'm a fitness instructor.
Right, also, you had the fastest time in the Eliminator last time you were here, which was 1 minute 18 seconds. How much faster can you go?
I think I've got a little bit more inside me, but hopefully winning some points in the games, I'll get a good head start, and so I can go a little bit faster.
That's the name of the game, getting a head start. Let's hear it for Cassius Frankson.
Contenders, so let the first quarter-final begin. It's Louise. In the orange atmosphere, it's Sharon. And they're going to be facing Siren and Lightning.
As the Atmosphere's anthem rocks the arena, let's see how the contenders shape up. Sharon Kewley weighs in at 57 kilos, which is 9 stone, height 1.68 metres. While Louise Raines tips the scales at 64 kilos, otherwise known as 10 stone 2 pounds.
Get pods for smoke. Contenders ready! And it goes ready! 3, 2, 1!
The clock is running and the atmospheres are rolling. A minute to file into the other spheres and pile on the points. It's Sharon in the orange. Splits Louise and Siren and careers into lightning. Louise and Siren completely miss one another. Hardly a shambles at all at the start. Louise has found some freedom. Sharon on 4, but it rolls away from a 3-point scoring chance. Oh, lightning steams in, stooks that. Sharon's ground to a halt. Louise with an extra 1 stone, 2 pounds of weight at her disposal. Siren chasing Louise. Louise on 2, but she can't smoke it. Sharon attacking pod 1, makes it pay, 3 points. Louise on 3, lets the smoke equalise the score. Siren losing the plot at the moment. Lightning forcing Sharon wide of the mark, keeping her clear of the scoring pods. All but 10 seconds to go, 3-3 to score, and Sharon trying to start something up. Sharon has a pop at pod 3. Oh, steering lets her down again. Louise on 2. It's the spot right on the last knockings, 3 more points. Sharon's final sortie was unsuccessful thanks to shrewd play from Lightning, while Siren left the barn door wide open for Louise to roll through. Louise seized the initiative and pocketed the points. So, with one event down, Sharon 3, Louise rolls to 6.
In the yellow atmosphere, it's Cass. In the orange atmosphere, it's Dave. And they're going to be facing Vulcan and Rhino.
While Dave's brother and sister sing along, let's hear what Cassius has to say about all this malarkey.
The game I'm most nervous about, I would say, is atmospheres, because it's been a long time since I've practiced that one, so it's going to be kind of nervy getting in the hamster cage and running about for a little while. But at the end of the day, it's going to be fun, so I'm just going to enjoy the moment.
3, 2, 1!
If a moment lasts a second, then there are 60 moments to enjoy in this heavy metal ball game. Dave rolls into action in orange. And Cassius stuns him with a glancing impact. Now the guys can strafe the pods. Here's Dave on pod 2. Shorts up, 3 points for openers. He's fast in his restaurant and fast on this floor as well. Cassius nudged away by Vulcan. Dave on the open roads. Pod 4 is at his disposal. Oh, unlucky not to trigger the smoke plume halfway through. Cassius powering up for pod 3. Can he middle it? Oh, stays a smokeless zone. Dave going for 1. Rhino can't prevent that score. Cassius on 2. Oh, that's better driving on the pod and off the mark with 3 points, no sign of Vulcan. And Dave giving Rhino the runaround. Pod 2 lets off another jet of smoke for Dave. 9-3 the score. And Vulcan determined to keep it at that. Cassius uncertain of his direction. But John Anderson's horn cuts through the wall of sound to conclude Dave's demolition derby. Dave had the speed, the style and strength necessary for success in atmospheres.
Well, Dave, I have to say, you built up so much speed there on a couple of occasions that you just bypassed the pods.
Yeah, I've seen Nigel Mansell do it. I thought I'll have a go.
Well, listen, you did terrifically well. You picked up 9 points.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see it for Dave.
I mean, Vulcan was like a stalker, man.
He was just watching me. Every time I made a move, he started to go, but I thought he was a bit dormant. He's just standing there. Let me go. As soon as I made a move, he was on me. Very hard, very hard.
Well, there's some good news. You made enough good moves to score 3 points.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
Let's give it up for Cassius.
Explosive start for both guys. After one event, Dave registers 9, Cassius posts 3.
Our first female contender is Sharon. And she's facing Siren. Over to John Anderson.
Dave's fan Troy the Chicken wishing he could fly like Siren and Sharon. As the airships converge for conflict, let's see the Siren stats. And at 70 kilograms, she's easily 2 stone heavier than Sharon. One strike with a combat club on the chest plate and the sparks fly. 2 strikes and you're out of there. And it's a good work rate from Siren. Sharon trying to keep her at arm's length. Oh, and Siren smacks one in. Sharon with a single life left. Good strike from Siren. Doesn't register. Looks to have Sharon stone cold in the water. Siren all over Sharon like a rash. Now she's got her. The air raid Siren wins the day. Mum and Dad knew it was inevitable. No points to Sharon. In this replay, we'll see Siren's club all around the target. Then a direct hit, which triggers Sharon's down button.
Our second female contender is Louise. And she's up against Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Never mind the contenders, you've got to be fit to be in this audience these days. And as they fly into their attack positions, a look at the Fox's facts and figures will reveal the following. 1.75 metres, and as we secretly suspected at 67 kilograms, she's 6 pounds heavier than Louise. A terrifying aerial view of the action as both girls get to work, and Fox gets one in immediately. Louise down to a single life. Lovely big hit. Lou's mum and brother don't like those from Fox. Fox relentless with her attack. A real show of power. Which of these 2 birds are going to fall out of the sky? Everyone absorbed at this engagement, and a great work rate from Fox. Oh, and the Lou's flushed. Mum not happy. The Gladiators keep a clean sheet in dogfights. The end was quick, Fox giving it plenty to Louise's chin, Louise defending herself valiantly, but Fox cracks one in and Louise hits her own chest plate, all of which means that after 2 events the scores stay the same. Sharon 3, Louise 6.
So we now move into the men's event with Dave. And Cass. And they're going to be facing Saracen and Hunter. Over to John Anderson.
Contenders ready! Gladiators ready! 3, 2, 1!
The big jump to the clash at the cylinder. Up to grab the point, and Dave superb, higher than everyone to secure a 3-point red. Smoothly back to register his score. Dave again. Free swing, can't lock onto a yellow though. Cassius dummies the Saracen. Sarah's committed, that'll give Cassius a free swing. Here he comes. He's got the time and the height. Takes an easy red to level the score. Dave high, Hunter holding. Dave with a pair of blues.
Hunter!
Ref berates Hunter as Dave baskets his booty. Cassius again. Takes a blue. Just under half a minute remains. Dave well short. Hunter rides the cylinder. The ref won't like that either. Cassius with a big one. Big stretch. Bumps a yellow from under Sarah's nose. In the bank. And Hunter struggling to recover. Sarah commits. Oh, good defensive work from Saracen. Dave, he really is the king of swing tonight. Takes another yellow. 8-6 the score, and he's back for more. And Hunter can't believe how fast he is. Takes a simple blue, but he won't beat the clock. Bad luck for Dave, but a high-scoring swing shot for both guys. The opening swing saw good defending from Saracen. But Dave, like a jack-in-the-box, head and shoulders above everyone to take the top prize. Cassius also found himself at the top of the tree for a red ball.
So at the end of the swing shot, Cass picked up 6 points. And Dave picked up 8.
Dave's fans clearly delighted. And here's why. After 2 events, Dave's on 17, Cassius on 9.
So that brings to an end the first leg of our quarter-final, but there's plenty more games around the corner. Join us after the break here on Gladiators.
The Gladiators! The Gladiators!
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where we're ready to kick off with our next event. In yellow, scoring with the blue balls, it's Louise. Scoring with the red balls, it's Sharon. And they're facing our gladiators, Rebel and Bo.
Rebel will be tackling Sharon. And Vogue will be trying to avenge the tremendous drubbing she endured at the hands of Louise the last time they met on the Powerball pitch. Don't think that thought hasn't crossed Louise's mind. Here's what she has to say about it.
I've got Powerball again in the quarterfinals, and I actually got 9 points in the first round against Vogue. So I'm hoping that Vogue's going to be in this time and see if I can get into double figures.
And Vogue looks jumpy. Rebel a little more sanguine, and that's not a Spanish drink, by the way. Louise on the attack, and Vogue discarded like a used tissue. 3-point opener for Louise, returns for another bite. Oh, she's driving Vogue back again. Sharon taken out by Rebel. Louise drops in a 2-pointer. Her mum, Gloria, highly delighted with that. Sharon back to reload. Got a work cut out against Rebel, but Rebel reels her in like a fish on the line. Vogue reliving her nightmare against Louise. Louise drags Vogue too far to score. Takes another blue for another point-scoring sortie. Vogue desperate to salvage something from this game. Rebel driving Sharon into the ground. Coming up on nearly 20 seconds to go, and Louise back to take the situation in hand. Easily dances around Vogue, banks another 2-point deposit. Louise, drops a ball, takes another. Now, technically, the new ball is dead because she's already taken one from that bin. Let's hope she doesn't do anything with it. Oh, that score won't count. Rebel slams Sharon to the deck again. Sharon will be glad to see the back of this event. Louise again, but for that disallowed centre basket, she'd have reached double figures against Vogue. There's the horn, Sharon holding her arm. Mum and Dad applauding her courage. Louise's husband and children celebrate her achievement.
Sharon, I think you had it all to do there. I mean, Rebel looked charged.
She was firing. she was very fast, you know. Either way, she had me in control.
There's some big hits going in.
Oh, yeah, she was slamming me on that ground. I loved it.
Well, Louise, the way you were sidestepping, I think I might recruit you into my rugby team.
It was great today. I played against Vogue in the heat, and she was really revved up to go for me today, but I've managed to get a few points.
Well, let's find out how many. John Anderson, can you come in, please?
Well, sadly, Sharon failed to score, so no points for Sharon. But Louise scored 7 points.
Woo! Let's give it up for Sharon and Louise.
Well, Rebel, I saw you psyching yourself up before the game, and you certainly weren't going to let her get away with anything.
Is this a game or is this a game?
I mean, she landed on your head at one stage.
I know, she landed on my head, but I thought there's no way this girl is going to score a point. I am here, I'm going to be Powerball girl queen.
Yeah, well, learn to say it first. And Vogue, I don't think I've ever seen you look so mad. You look quite angry. And you let her get away with 7 points, unfortunately.
Yeah, thanks.
Just here to remind you.
Rub it in. Yes, I played Powerball against Louise last time, and I think it gave a slightly easier ride last time, so I was ready for her this time, but she still managed to get the better of me on that middle pod, so she's a good Powerball contender, and we look forward to doing Powerball against her next time.
Well, there's more at stake now, of course, in the quarters. Let's hear it for Rebel and for Vogue.
Powerball queen!
With 3 events contested, Sharon has 3, Louise has 13.
Scoring with the blue balls, it's Cass. And scoring with the red balls, it's Dave. And now facing our gladiators, Wolf and Vulcan.
Looking more like 2 entrants from the Ugly Bug Ball. The crowd effusive with their abuse. The canteen must be missing 2 dishcloths. On that note, let's look at all the facts and figures. Dynamic Dave Walter, 94 kilos, also referred to as 15.5 stones. Coming the other way will be Quicksilver Cassius Frankson, 76 kilos, is another way of saying 12 stones in weight. Cassius is facing the 18.5 stone might of the Vulcan, and Dave is up against 15 stones of Wolf. This is going to be fast and furious. Dave's fast, Wolf is furious. Cass also through to claim 2. Great start for the guys. Cass again, shimmies the Vulcan, but fast recovery from him. Dave leaves the Wolf standing 3 points. Dave 8 pounds heavier than Wolf, but so far twice as fast. Wolf with the power off. Dave with 2, his family love it. Cassius at full stretch steals two from under Vulcan's enormous nose. Dave again. This time Wolf gets his measure. Big body slam. Cassius closed down superbly by Vulcan. Better work now from the Gladiators. Dave looking for two more. Off, gets away with three. Incredible speed from Dave. 10-4. Cassius dummies the Vulcan, makes the space for 3 points himself. Dave grabbed by the Wolfman, but still scores two. Cassius free again. Centre basket for 3 points. 12-10 to score. Cassius. Oh, he forgets to let go of the ball and Vulcan demolishes him. Dave against Wolf, and Wolf wrestles him to the ground. Follows through for the pinfall. Wrong sport, Wolfie. Humongous scoring in Powerball. That hooter will be a welcome relief, if only for me. Magnificent performances from Dave and Cassius, and the supporters hailed their respective heroes.
Cass, when I saw you were against Vulcan, I didn't think the sun was going to shine on you, but it did more than that.
It shined a little bit. I don't know how much, but I was glad to just get a few little baskets. I don't know how many, but...
Oh, I think, well, we're going to find out you did very well. Dave, you were against the wily Wolf. I don't think he was too wily.
He's a bad boy, still the same, you know. He still caught me a few times. Very good tackles.
You've got to be pleased with your performance.
I think I got a couple in, but let's find out how many, eh?
Let's find out. John Anderson, come on in.
Well, it was a great game. The boys did brilliantly there, and Cass got 10 points. Woo! But even better, Dave got 12!
Hey! Let's give it up for Cass and Dave!
David and Molly, Dave's mum and dad, thrilled with that score. After 3 events, Dave storms to 29. Cassius powers to 19.
Time now for our next event. Our first female contender is Sharon. And she's facing Rebel.
Second time in the space of a few minutes that Sharon's taken on the Rebel. Rebel weighs in at 66 kilos, 10 stone 5 in old money, which means Rebel has almost a 1.5 stone advantage over Sharon. Sharon's first time on the high rings, and Rebel knows it, so she'll be taking full advantage of Sharon's lack of competition experience. Sharon from Liverpool promotes gymnasiums, and she'd like to promote herself to a healthier position with a 10-point score here. Oh, but straight into trouble, clashes into the Rebel. Rebel locks her up with the legs. Sharon on 2 rings, but there's a lot of hanging tough to do. Rebel having to work on the fingers, and superb resilience from Sharon. Rebel with the neck lock. Will the ref see that? Rebel desperate to remove Sharon from the rings. The neck lock's still on, but Sharon is gone! Great effort against an overwhelming force. Sharon's dad, John, spotted the arm around the neck. Looks like we were the only two who did. Rebel transfers all her weight to Sharon, and Sharon showing magnificent strength, but in the end decides to call it a day.
Second female contender is Louise. And she's facing Vulcan.
Falcon all but undefeated on the rings, but she'll need all her skill against Louise. And whoever choreographed this crowd wants shooting.
Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready to ready! 3, 2, 1.
Last time out in this event, Louise failed to score. That was against Siren. Louise has proved to be too hot to handle for some glads, but Falcon's a real cool customer when it comes to her ring work. Traverses to get online for Louise. Louise spots that move and tries to counter with her own sideways move. Aerial chess at its best. Falcon looks to be on the case. Ooh, misses a ring and smashes into Louise. Falcon recovers, both girls grinning broadly. Falcon with the leg lock. Louise not on a scoring ring and with no chance of moving. Does the sensible thing, bails out. Falcon checks she's okay following that unintentional collision. The crowd have finally got their act together. Well, most of them anyway. In the replay, Falcon seizes the opportunity, seizes Louise, and it's only a quick piece of finger work before she wins it, hands down. After 4 events, the scores stay the same. Sharon 3, Louise 13.
Our first male contender is Dave. And He's facing Cobra.
Well, thankfully, Cobra swings better than he dances. The number cruncher has him weighed up like this, 92 kilos, which could well be 14 stones, 7 pounds.
3, 2, 1.
Cobra, a hang-tough specialist, but 1 stone and 1 pound lighter than Dave Walter, who's proving a real handful for the Glads. 5 points if Dave's in the red ring scoring zone come time up, or 10 points should he reach the Cobra's platform, and Dave's in the reds already. Sisters Bridget and Christine looking quietly confident. Well, not so much quietly, but confident anyway. Cobra moving in, but can't make contact. Dave hangs a left. Superb swinging from Dave. Completely bypasses Cobra, and Cobra can't recover. Dave on the edge. Can't quite make it. With the next swing, he will. Cobra's dead in the water, and a magnificent 10-point maximum to Dave. Cool as you like. Even small people who can't clap are applauding him. Cobra joins Dave to commend some of the best contender hang-tough work we've ever seen. And Troy, the chicken's having trouble with his air horn. You'll have to see the vet about that.
Dave, you the man.
Well, you know, I do my best, old snake hips there. I saw him going for that ring, I thought, no, you know, that's my ring, so...
I mean, you showed such skill up there. I mean, forward, back, sideways.
Yeah, well, it's like taking candy from a baby, really.
Taking candy from a baby. Cobra.
See what I mean?
Tough contenders, Dave.
Well, Mr. Paxman, as you could see, he stole my ring, and that's what done it. I lost it. I was completely confused, which is easy when you're a gladiator and you get hit on the head for a living. Just done me. I want to go home now and cry.
A confused Cobra, but a very happy Dave. You scored 10 points!
Jeremy Guscott, almost enthusiastic in that interview. The guys drop off to make way for something thoroughly more unpleasant. Yes, the Wolf's finest feature. The hang dog is here, and he's brought his fang. I wish he wouldn't lift his arms like that. There's why.
Our second male contender is Cass. And he's facing that big bad Wolf.
And Wolf looking to chalk up a victory against Cassius.
Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready to go! Ready!
Get it on!
3, 2, 1.
Well, the old fella knows he's got to be at his best on these rings, because in his last hang tough, Cassius just managed 10 points at Rhino's expense. And Cassius looking to have stalled. He's a sitting target for the Wolfman. Wolf latches on! Debbie and Kamal, his girlfriend and son, know disaster's imminent. Oh, the Wolf is losing his grip. But it won't be for the first time. He's hanging on by Cassius's vest. It's more of a strip down than a takedown. Wolf trying to get hold of something less flimsy than the like. Oh, he's gone. Cassius 20 seconds to spam the empty grid to secure 10 points. Wolf accepting defeat with all the ill grace you'd expect from him. Cassius making his way gently to where the points are. Still plenty of time in hand, and all the Wolf can do is stand, watch, and kick himself for that mistake. Cassius comes up on the platform. A terrific 10-point bonus for him. And the Wolf's humiliation is complete. And Cassius goes topless.
Cass, the pressure was on there, and Dave got across. Huge pressure on you to get the 10 points.
Definitely, I need those points. Every point I can make now brings me close to Dave in the eliminator, so I've got to keep on scoring.
What was Wolf saying when he was hanging on to you?
He said, goodbye, baby,
Yeah.
but
Who said goodbye?
Who went bye-byes, Wolf?
The Wolf said goodbye, baby, to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had tremendous support this evening as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I can't make enough noise for the people behind me, but they were doing brilliantly. They were doing brilliantly.
Let's put a kick in there. Let's give it up for Cass. He scores 10 points.
Wolf's in no mood to mess about. Ejects Cassius from the platform. Blimey, that's the fastest Jeremy's moved all season.
Good kick there.
And Cassius giving a bit of verbal to the Wolfman. He doesn't want to do that. Wolfman coming in for afters. Oh, Jeremy Guscott with a rugby tackle. And Wolf's hilarious antics appreciated by Debbie and Kamal. Wolf taking his frustration out on his shirt now. And big John Anderson is going to have to step in, or Ulrika may end up presenting this by herself next week.
We need him. He's important. You're not. Get off.
Well, the truth hurts, doesn't it? After 4 events, Dave's up to a massive 39 points. Cassius up to a giant 29.
First up to run the gauntlet, it's Sharon! And tonight, she faces Siren, Rebel, Falcon, Vogue, and Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Gladiators ready! 3, 2, 1.
Sharon's first venture into the alleyway of aggravation, repelled by Siren. Sharon has 30 seconds to bust through the defences of all 5 clads to score a much-needed 10 points. Oh, driving Rebel back, dummies herself through, picks herself up for the Falcon. Falcon forcing her high and wide. Less than 15 seconds. Sharon free and into Vogue. Low and strong, Vogue trying to put the brakes on. Somehow Sharon gets out the side door. Finally, it's Fox. The clock ticking down. Can she slip her? Yes! Oh, yes, she's there. Right on the button, and Dad delighted with that. That brought a sparkle to her eyes. Sharon's first engagement with Siren was a real headache, but having been knocked down, she stayed there, and Siren couldn't get that low.
Next up against our Gladiators, it's Louise. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Gladiators ready! 3,
Louise pulled 10 in the last gauntlet, looking to repeat the scoreline now. Oh, flattened by Siren. Good defensive work from Siren, eating into Louise's time, and Louise will score a point for every section she gets through. Up and over. Now into Rebel. Rebel awkward with those pads. Falcon with the ramrod. Louise barging her way through. Vogue is next, and the time looking tight. Louise stalled on the wall. Changes tack and steams straight into Fox. Fox fends her away. This is going to be just as tight. Can the Fox keep Louise at bay? She can. Denies her the 10 points.
Well, Louise, desperately unlucky there at the end, because once you'd got Siren out of the way, you seemed to almost breeze through the next few stations.
Yeah, it was really hard. They've got their heads together today, I think, and they were determined to keep me out.
Well, once again, could you just give a little wave to 3 little people who are looking very worried over there?
Hi.
And tell them you're all right.
I'm all right now.
Last event, and you managed to pick up 4 points. Well done.
After 5 events, Sharon leaps to 13. Louise moves to 17.
So we now move into the men's event with Dave. And tonight he faces Rhino, Hunter, Saracen, Diesel, and Vulcan. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready!
Dave in 2 minds, and who can blame him?
3, 2,
This his first run of the gauntlet. A baptism of fire from Rhino. Dave still with 4 solid sections to run down after this mayhem. Oh, through Rhino into Hunter and almost out of the alley. Hunter working double-fisted, and it's a terrible mauling, a mullering for Dave. Ref's blown up. Hunter penalised. Hunter not best pleased either. Dave's mum and dad, the badges are a giveaway. They are irate. Dave entered the Hunter's domain, and Hunter went to work with the pads like a man possessed. He certainly had the ump and took it out on Dave.
there are 17 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1.
17 seconds to clear 3 sectors. Sarah gets his barrier forced up. The ref demands Sarah let him go, though. Quite rightly, because Sarah's feet were in the next zone.
He's not crossed the line. You crossed the line. He never crossed the line. You did.
Well, I don't think John Anderson dare shower with the Glads tonight. Dave's thinking there must be an easier way of getting to appear on telly. 11 seconds, 2 sections. Diesel defends the first. Diesel forcing him wide, but Dave's so agile for a big man. Vulcan couldn't contain him. 10 points to brave Dave.
Well, Dave, I know that was the first time time you ran the gauntlet, and I have to say they gave you a hell of a tough time.
Didn't they just?
Trouble with Hunter at the beginning. It was just so tough, and Saracen getting disqualified as well.
They all want to stop me, which is understandable, you know, but I just want to go on.
Great determination, because you went through Diesel and Vulcan like that, and you deserve your 10 points. Well done.
The family are pleased, but the Glads are up in arms down there.
OK, Sarah, tell me, what's with the revolution?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he's supposed to cross the white line, and he needn't cross the white line. Regardless of whether I step back into the next zone, he's still got to cross my white line, and he never did.
I guess my opinion doesn't matter. John, you've got to tell me what's going on.
Sarah should know better. He's been in this game a long time. The Gladiators are not allowed to move into the next zone. They have to stop when they get to the end of the line. He doesn't seem to know that. Now he knows, and I'm telling him again.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. We're going to check the rules afterwards.
Goal is a rough game. The contenders come, they know they're going to get bashed. I had my man there, I was pinning him, I was bashing him, I was whacking him. If you want to squeeze, you can have a squeeze, but in our band, you didn't get through.
Well, either the Gladiators learn to play to the rules, or there is no game. They should know the rules, they're taught the rules, and just because it didn't suit them, doesn't mean that they can do what they like. Not while I'm refereeing.
Good to see Uli's completely across that situation. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm up here and not down there.
Next up to run the gauntlet, it's Cassius!
Well, after that drama, what is ahead of us in the next 30 seconds? Last time in the gauntlet, Cassius was disqualified for retaliation, so this could be a right old rumpus. Rhino beats him away. Cassius bounces back so fast he's taken himself clean out of the gauntlet. The supporters are concerned. Well, let's check it out. Cassius escapes to his right, cuts back so fast he's up and out almost before Rhino can help him on his way.
23 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1.
So because Cassius put himself out, he's back to the beginning and straight into Rhino, and Rhino getting a better purchase this time round. Next to Hunter, cuts off his escape route, straight into the camera. Cassius down and out again. And girlfriend Debbie protesting.
There are 12 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1.
So it's Cassius against Saracen, and Sarah driving his man back. Cassius free, headlong into Diesel. Diesel doing enough to deny Cass the 10 points. 3 sections completed, 3 points, and there's the hooter. And disappointment from the family.
Well, Cass, I guess we have to be pleased with the fact that it wasn't a repetition of the last time you ran the gauntlet when you were disqualified.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't disqualified, but I'd like to just touch the end just one time.
Well, listen, you may very well do that. I mean, you came flying out of the gauntlet on 2 occasions during that.
Yeah. I don't know what actually happened. I just know I was just flying in the air. It was all fun. I enjoyed it.
Well, there's so much fun. You picked up 3 points. Well done, mate. Let's hear it for Cass.
The Glads commend Cassius. Oh, hang on. His friend Fitzroy's got something to say.
Last time, when Cassius was on, there was a dispute that if you were thrown over the side of the barrier, you moved on to the next section. Now this week, right at the beginning, Cassius was pushed over the side. Instead of moving on to the next section, they took him back to the start. Now I'd like to know what the difference is between being pushed over the side and having to go back to the start.
I think it's a fair question. The rules are consistent all the time. It's maybe the interpretation that causes a problem. In the gauntlet, if, in the opinion of the referee, the contender has caused the contender to go out, as opposed to being thrown out, then they have to go back to the start. If, in the opinion of the referee, it is the gladiator who has thrown the contender out, then they get a free passage. So it all falls down to that. Now, in my opinion there, Cassius dived out, was helped on his way, and therefore had to go back. Otherwise, all that would happen is that every contender would simply dive out at every section, and there would be no game.
Here it is again from the reverse angle. Cassius scampering left and right, takes a run at the wall and launches himself over it. So after 5 explosive events, Dave moves up to 49 points and Cassius goes to 32.
Gladiators. All that remains is the eliminator itself. Remember, at stake, a place in the semi-finals. Join us after the break here on Gladiators. Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's eliminator time. Now, in the women's event, Sharon's on 13 points. Louise is on 17 points. That's a 4-point difference, giving Louise a 2-second head start. Remember, at stake is a place in the semi-finals.
Louise, you will go on my first whistle. Sharon, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Louise Raines from Preston, Sharon Kewley from Liverpool. Encounters with the Gladiators are behind them now. Ahead, just the agonising road that is the eliminator. Louise onto the nets. Her last eliminator was timed at 1:37.2. Sharon's was 1:50.8. The 10-foot climb to the platform. Oh, Louise faltering on the rope. Sharon for her climb. Louise still in trouble. Somehow manages to get herself up there. Sharon with a clumsy climb. Louise to the hand ladder. Mum Gloria, brother Stuart, glad to see the back of that rope. Sharon's on the ladder, closing her down again. Trapeze with the strength-sapping, mind-blowing, pain-inducing cargo net to come. Sharon swings herself to almost level pegging. Louise's husband, Steve, and daughter Kelly can't believe the lead has virtually disappeared. And it's great climbing from Sharon. Dad loves it. Louise tops the net first. Sharon slower to finish. Louise to the zip line and opens up that lead again, braced for a flying splashdown. Sharon on the glide path to the arena floor. She needs another burst of strength to pull it back again. Louise on the first seesaw. Oh, terrible mistake by Louise. More drama than Hornblower. Sharon waiting to get to her balance test. Louise again, this time she masters it onto the second seesaw. Sharon needs a bit of luck now. Louise for the power up and the place in the semi-finals, charges at the rolling walkway. Oh, she's blown it! Thrown into reverse, agony for Steve. Sharon has a crack at it. Oh, her legs have given out. Mary's distraught. Louise attacks the travelator. Can she pull herself to glory? Oh, yes, she can. Snakes her body over the lip. Louise Raines, reigns supreme again, swims into the semi-finals of Gladiators. Steve and Kelly delirious, so's Gloria and Stuart. Sharon with a big finish, head high. What a superb contender. She gave her all. She got the job done. Thanks her fans. Great that she can enjoy the moment. Sharon finishes eliminator.
I know you're exhausted. That was an incredibly hard eliminator. But a couple of occasions there I thought, oh no, you nearly slipped off the beam, down the travelator. There's so much tension there.
Yeah, 2 seconds really isn't a lot of time on here, and I could see Sharon catching me up on the cargo net. I just had to go all out for it at the end.
You are our first semi-finalist.
Thank you.
Well, I think you ought to go and say a big thanks to your supporters and especially your family.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Let's give it up for Louise!
I have to say, Sharon, that was just incredibly close. When I saw Louise come back down the travelator, I thought, here's your chance.
I saw it too. You know, the travelator, it's one of the things you just got to hit it hard and get to the top, keep your head back, you know. It's just one of them things. I saw it at the top and I thought, it is my chance. And I just let it go.
Well, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic to have you on the show because this lady has got so much enthusiasm, so much give and so much strength. The very best of luck to you in the future. Sharon Kewley!
Say it with flowers. A peck for Louise from husband Steve. There's daughter Kelly. Now a hug for daughter Grace. Sharon's done herself proud. Big cuddle for Dad. Mum's there too. Great family support all the way. While Louise's son Michael admires Mum's second Gladiator medal. Let's look at the fastest eliminator record. Jane Smith's new record set last week remains intact, unthreatened by Louise's 1:51.7. In the men's contest tonight, Dave's lead is 17 points. That converts to an 8.5 seconds head start.
Dave, you will go on my first whistle. Cass, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
We know Dave Walter from Exeter can be explosively fast. His last eliminator was run in 1:22.5. Into the net, here's Cassius Frankson from East London, and he's the current record holder for the fastest eliminator run, 1:18.3. So on paper, he's quicker than Dave. It's agony for Dave's fans. Dave on the bike, spins the pedals into action. Cassius rope climb. Debbie pleased with it so far. Dave finishes with the hand bike. He'll trapeze his way to the giant nets. Cassius very fast on that bike, eating into Dave's lead. Dave is slow on the net and Cassius has all but caught him. Dave's sister Bridget about to have a seizure. Dave spurred on, puts a spring into his step, hits the gantry first and moves fast to the zipper. Sliding down for the graveyard shift. Needs a good landing. Oh, he gets it. Cassius is on the wire. And a fine landing from him too. Dave tames the first seesaw. Second seesaw, fast as you like. He can't afford to put 1 foot wrong here. He needs something big to take him through. And he's found it! Dave Walter, a semi-finalist. Cassius falls foul of the travelator. Debbie exhorting him to finish in style. Go on, all the way. He's there. Great character and a fine contender, Cassius Frankson.
Well, Dave, not only are you our first male semi-finalist, but you have beaten so far the record for the fastest eliminator, 1 minute and 14 seconds. That is fantastic.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Feels fantastic.
Listen, even your chicken took his head off for this one.
Yeah, well... I don't know what to say, I'm lost for words here.
A little bit chuffed. Well, listen, you're going to come back to our semi-finals, and please bring your noisy lot back with you because they've been fantastic. They've supported you right throughout.
Thanks a lot, yeah.
Let's hear it for Dave Walters. Well done.
Cassius, I mean, he's just given it absolutely everything there.
I gave it 150%. I'd like to thank Dave. He was a brilliant contestant, and he just done it on the day, but it was good fun. It was really good fun.
The whole experience of Gladiators, you've enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed every single second of it. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Well, I think you've had a lot of help from your supporters and especially your steel band. It's a shame to see you go, but thanks for being such a great contender. Let's give it up for Cassius!
Dave being smothered with a kiss from Mum Molly. Cassius, a gentleman to the end. The rest of the bunch will be for Debbie. And there's little Kamal. And as Ulrika said, Dave's time of 1:14.2 shaves over 4 seconds from Cassius' previous record.
2 fantastic eliminators, and that's only our first quarter-final.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done to Dave and Louise. Join us for more action, more quarterfinals next week here on Gladiators.
Good night.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
My favourite Christmases were the 80s ones. More tinsel than you could shake a stick at, snowballs and a packet of those dates with a stick on the coffee table. We have more nostalgia in the form of Bullseye next on Challenge. And for a more 21st century vibe, The Chase is on, weekends at 9.
tonight's second quarter-final, the long haul of tightrope, the tall order of vertigo, the furious maul of hang tough, and an epic brawl on duel. But before all that action, meet your hosts Jeremy Guscott and Ulrika Johnson.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to our quarter-final, which means we're one step closer to those prizes. Now this year, our winners will each receive £1,000. Plus, they'll drive away in one of these fabulous four-wheel drive utility vehicles brand new into the UK.
Our runners-up will also receive £1,000, plus we jet them off to the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
So let's meet our quarter-finalists. Tonight they are Pauline Shirt
and Trudy Ballantine.
Where you're from?
Run a riding school, Ladybird Track Centre in Edinburgh in Derbyshire.
So you're feeling good about tonight?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more nervous than I was before, but...
because there is more at stake now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there's more pressure on you to do well now. Before it was just like, oh, get through the heat and have a good laugh, and now it's, oh, God. But, yeah, it's all right.
Well, let's hope you won't be too nervous. Let's hear it for Pauline Shirt.
Trudy, now, with you being a rugby player, after winning your heat, how much celebrating did you do?
I've only had 2 hangovers to get over.
Not too bad at all. Just remind us what you do and where you come from.
I'm an anaesthetist from Edinburgh, but I'm originally from Buckinghamshire.
What have you been doing in between the heat and now? Any kind of training?
Not really, just resting up and, as I said, getting over my hangovers.
Let's hope that the relaxing's done the job. Let's hear it for Trudy Ballantine.
Now let's meet the guys. They are Mark Whitehouse
and Colm Curran.
And once again, what terrific support you've got there, Mark.
Yeah, they've all come back down again. They've been rushing about, but they've managed to make it. They've had time off work. They're good lads.
Now, what I want to know is Andy here tonight, your brother?
Yeah, you'll find out he's here tonight. He'll be up front row somewhere.
Now, of course, Andrew was with us last year, and is he delighted to have you go through to the quarter-final?
Yeah, I do believe so. I think deep down, Andrew's rooting for me just as much as everybody else is, yeah.
Well, we'll look out for you and hope that you really do give it your best shot. Let's hear it for Mark Whitehouse.
Colm, you're here in the quarter-final. The final just around the corner, not too far away.
Yeah, but it's not too far away. Hopefully, if I play my cards right, I might be in this final.
Just remind us, Colm, what you do and where you're from.
Well, I'm a fitness instructor back at Belfast, and I also do a bit of dancing, if you know what I mean.
I think we might know what you mean. Well, how many people have you managed to bring over from Northern Ireland?
Well, sadly, my mum and dad's not actually at this show, so if they're watching at home, I love you, Mum and Dad. I love you, Paul and Barry, and all the rest of my fans that sadly couldn't get here. But the rest, they're over here.
Let's give it up for Colm Curran.
Well, we met the girls and we met the guys, so let the quarterfinals begin.
Our first female contender is Pauline. And she's facing Lightning.
The Glamour Glad is 57 kilos, which, as everyone knows, is really 9 stones. Pauline Shirt is 78 kilos, so naturally she's 3 stone, 4 pounds heavier.
3, 2, 1.
This is a race of 2 halves. The first is the big pull up the tightrope, the second the quick slide down. Pauline Shirt will score 10 if she's back to the button first. And Lightning has the edge, but Pauline showing great strength to stay with her. Changeover. Lightning presses her down button and hooks up for the return journey. Here comes... Oh, she's gone! She loses her grip on the pulley, and she's furious. And that leaves an easy slide to the finish for Pauline to claim those 10 points. And Mum and Dad, Linda and John, love it. Lightning, controlling the race, launches herself for the slide down, then simply loses her grip on the handlebar. Here's Pauline for the post-mortem.
Pauline, down you come. I thought that your numbers were up there.
So did I. How lucky was that?
Very rare mistake from Lightning.
You know, it's very rare she makes one, but thank God she did.
Pauline, you scored 10 points. Our second female contender is Trudy. And she's up against Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Oh, I wouldn't go back to that hairdresser. Like Pauline, Trudy's never tackled the tightrope before in competition and struggling to get to grips with the technique required, but staying on terms with Fox. In fact, she's got the edge as they approach the platform. But Fox quicker with the drop down, but it's still tight. Latches onto the T-bar firmly. It's going to be Fox who'll hit the bottom first and steal the glory. Ignition for Trudy. The anaesthetist goes under. It's enough to turn her brother's hair grey, which frankly would be a blessing.
Our gloves, there's a grease on our glove, it's bent.
Brother Toby has plenty to say. Fox very fast on the changeover, which gave her the advantage on the return journey. So after that opening round, Pauline kicks off with a tenner. Trudy yet to score.
Our first male contender is Mark. And he's facing Ace. Over to John Anderson.
Contender, ready! Ready, go! Ready! 3, 2, 1.
Just to remind you, Mark is an electrician with Doncaster Council, so he's familiar with heights and qualified to give the Ace a shock. Mark a live wire on the tightrope. Ace desperate not to be a waste of space. Fast changeover from both guys. Superb skills from Mark, considering he's never ridden the tightrope before. Who's going to hit the spot first? Oh, it's tighter than John Anderson's grip on a fiver. And it looked to be Ace who clinched it, but he's dropped off. Mark's daughter Emily doesn't know. Well, let's see it again. The angle is deceptive. It's whoever impacts the end cushion first. And it's Ace by a whisker.
Over you come, mate. Mark absolutely flew up the rope there, and I thought, no way is Ace going to win this one.
Well, funny enough, I was watching him on my left. As soon as that whistle went, he was a good 6 foot in front of me, and I thought I was gone, and especially when I dismounted again. I had trouble getting the loops, but I was hanging on through one finger down there.
Powerful man.
Powerful finger.
Mark, at one stage, man, you were cruising it.
As I got to the far end and I pulled my thing, I looked up for my hand, for my grips, and they were right at the back of me. I didn't realise that they were set back so far. And then I had to, like, stand up onto the little platform up there to reach them.
Never mind. It was still a good contest. Let's give it up for Mark and Ace.
That was his game, you know. He thrashed me up there.
Our second male contender is Colm. And he's up against Cobra. Over to John Anderson.
Contender, ready!
Weighing up the situation, Belfast-born Colm tips the scales at 73 kilos, which is 11 stone 7. Cobra will be pulling 92 kilos, also referred to as 14 stone 7. So Cobra has a 3 stones disadvantage. Colm, a tightrope novice, but you wouldn't think it to look at him go. Hands a blur on that wire. Cobra's got his work cut out here. Colm's lead to the platform enough to make the sneaky snake spit. Colm for the unhook. That lead looks unassailable. Cobra well behind at this point, and that means trouble for him. Colm on the slide to victory. Cobra desperate to get back at him, but it won't happen here. Colm wins it hands down. Cobra's down too. Colm's girlfriend Imelda delighted. Well, in fairness, Cobra does eat into Colm's lead, but he's never been happy on this equipment. Sparkling performance from Colm as he joins Jeremy.
Colm, an absolute tremendous start. That was never in doubt.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah, how pleased are you to have 10 points?
What do you think of that,
I think Mum probably thinks it's fantastic. Cobra?
Yes, Mr. Springer.
The music says it all, really.
I've been doing this for 2 years, and I try and try and try, and I'm sure the lads on the floor here keep putting me up there for a laugh.
Not at all. Let's give it up for Cobra and Colm.
Well, Cobra talks cobblers most of the time, but we all still love him. After one event, Mark remains on 0, Colm scores 10.
On now with our next event, and waiting at the foot of the wall, it's Pauline. She's going to be chased by Rebel. Also getting ready to climb, it's Trudy. She's going to be pursued by Siren.
And in case you're wondering what's going through Pauline's mind, here's a clue.
Well, my opponent for the quarterfinals is Trudy. I've heard a lot about Trudy. In her first heat, she got 40 points. She was 11.5 seconds on a head start over Kate Rudd. Now, when I asked one of the girls, like, how did she do in her eliminator and stuff, she said that she did it quite fast and she went round it. But after 11.5 seconds, Kate Rudd nearly caught her up, and they came off the end of the balance beam together. And if Kate can catch her up after 11.5 seconds, I'm more or less convinced I'm going to get her. I hope.
Well, that clears that up. The referee whistles them up the wall. 50-foot sheer drop. First to the summit scores 10. Second will get 5 and a minute to do it in. Pauline in the pink, Trudy in yellow. Here come the Glads. Rebel's after Pauline. And Trudy was caught by Rebel on her last wall climb, so she's grateful Simon's on her tail this time. Pauline climbing fast alongside the chimney. And Rebel's going like a rocket up that wall. Oh, she's got her! She's done it again, and Pauline's mum, Linda, devastated. Trudy's got the top of the wall inside. She's going to secure 10 points. Yes, great climb for Trudy.
Look a bit happy with that climb.
Oh, I'm very much happy with that climb. I got caught in the first heat, but that was great.
Siren was nowhere to be seen. Well, good news for you.
Yeah, indeed. She couldn't keep up.
She couldn't keep up, and Trudy scores 10 points!
And he did that all by himself. 2 events gone, and a review of the scores reveals both girls have 10.
He's mine.
Also
He's coming down.
The climb, it's Colm. He's going to be chased by Hunter.
There he is. Hey, how's that chesty cough, Hunter? Ah, still got it, huh? Here's what Mark really thinks of his opponent.
I've drawn Colm in the quarterfinals, and I've grown quite fond of Colm. We've been hanging about together through the training week, and he's very sharp. I've watched him on his games. He's not the biggest of the contenders, but he's very committed. He gives 150% in all the games. He is actually value for money, and I do believe that we will both be out there to win, and we will give it his best shot.
Mark's an experienced wall star, scored 10 against Cobra last time out. This is Colm's first competition climb. Mark in red, Colm in blue. The Glads are released. Hunter doesn't even touch the wall to bring Colm down. Imelda, well, being Imelda really. Now it's all about Saracen and Mark. The head start cut to 7 seconds in the quarterfinals, but it makes no difference to Mark. He's up and over.
Did you bother with any of the handholds there? It's like you were Spider-Man. You just clambered your way up there.
I could hear Saracen at the back of me psyching himself up. I thought, I can't give in to this. I've got to focus and concentrate again. I just went for it. I didn't really look at any handholds. I just thought, next one that comes, it's mine. Keep moving, keep moving. And I just managed to pull it off.
Mark, you did the job. You flew out there and you scored 10 points!
Well, Sarah, you look very disappointed.
I did. I mean, they've cut the time down to 7 seconds, even though he was magnificent on that wall. There was nothing I could do. I only got halfway up, and he was already over, and he got his 10 points. I mean, what can I say? He was excellent.
He certainly was. And Colm, a bit of bad luck there, it seemed.
Well, it can't all go my way, you know. That's where the show goes. I just slipped, and he was right behind me, so I was so nervous that I couldn't actually maintain that concentration. So...
Well, it must be very difficult to psych yourself up for a game like this, and then it's over in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a really horrible way to win that, not having to climb the wall. But there's plenty more events to go, so hopefully he'll get some more points. It'll be a great eliminator in the end.
Absolutely. Let's hear it for Saracen, Colm and Hunter.
2 events down, 3 to go. Mark levels the scores just like the girls, 10 apiece.
So, unlucky for Colm there, but as Hunter said, plenty more events to come. So join us after the break for more action here on Gladiators.
Welcome back to the home of Gladiators, where we're ready to kick off with our next event. Our first female contender is Pauline. And she's facing Rio. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready, go! Ready!
Vertigo is all about pole position. If Pauline can traverse all 5 poles and win, she'll find herself in a 10 points better off position. Pauline climbing pole 1 strongly. She transfers from pole to pole by swinging the top and leaning towards the next one. Rio second up, Pauline already swinging. Big lean across to top pole 2. Great lead for Pauline. Rio leans to her second pole. She's going to really have to start throwing her weight around now. Pauline's onto pole 3. Her dad, John, a tower of strength with his support. Rio again tries for 3. And this time grabs hold, but it's a stretch that'll bring tears to your eyes. Pauline's onto pole 5. These points are hers and no mistake. Just needs to swing to the ring to get the whole thing done. Come on now. She's there. Great vertigo from Pauline. Dad and Mum, John and Linda, rather pleased with that. Pauline's happy as well. And Rio far from it. A bad day at the office. Pauline had a massive 2-pole lead over Rio and grabbed her reward.
Pauline, lots of smiles, lots of screaming, lots of woo! You are obviously very pleased with that performance.
Definitely, definitely. I chose lightning in this, and she's hurt herself, so you put Rio in, and I thought, yeah, right, she's a heavy girl, she'll get the swing, but I got it.
You certainly got it, plus you got 10 points! Next up is Trudy. And she's facing Rebel. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready, go! Ready!
Unlike Pauline, this will be Trudy's first time on the poles, and Trudy will be looking to gain herself a 100% pole record like Pauline. She's drawn Rebel, and that's bad news to begin with. Rebel, already an experienced polster, at the top of 1. Just has the edge on Trudy. Trudy gets it going as Rebel moves to 2. John Anderson asking her to swing her pole back before making the move. Rebel working her pole well onto 3. And Trudy can't get off her first. Well, now she's there. Rebel slips across to pole 4, makes it look so very easy. Brother Tom in the green hair swinging with her. Trudy moves to pole 3. She'll score a point for every pole she completes. Rebel is just a swing away from victory. Takes the ring and registers the win. Trudy's stuck on pole 3. She'll score 2 points. Trudy's brothers Toby and Dick want her to finish. She's on to pole 5. A great effort, but to little avail. Working hard to get the job done. And at long last, she gets there. Tom's now got a hand the same colour as his hair.
Absolutely huge congratulations. That looked very, very easy indeed.
What can I say? You ain't got nothing if you ain't got that swing!
And you got it! Well done, Rebel!
Trudy, not all is lost. She still managed to get 2 points out of that, but I mean, Rebel flew across.
She did, didn't she? As she said, I haven't got that swang thang.
Swang bang. There's still a few more events to catch up the points. You're still obviously very confident.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep at it. Got to keep chasing Pauline. She's good, but she's got to be better.
OK, let's give it up for Trudy!
After 3 events, Pauline adds 10 to total 20, and Trudy adds 2 to make 12.
So we now move into the men's event with Mark. And defending the goal, it's Ace. Also getting ready to play, it's Colm. Defending the goal, it's the Wolfman.
It's 10-10 in the guys' competition. They'll add 2 points to their totals for every goal they score. It's a case of stretching the bungee and making it bounce to grab the balls from the platform. Colm strikes Wolf's bungee. Bad luck. Takes another ball, throws and scores, as does Mark. Mark with another shot, no score. Mark loading both barrels. First one misses. Colm with another. Good lob, clears Wolf to score. 4-2 to Colm. 14-12 overall. Colm more accurate than Mark by any stretch of the imagination. Less than half a minute. Colm shoots, parried by Wolf. Mark fast on the uptake, but once he's got a ball, he fails to do much with it. That's more like it. Ace has conceded 4, Wolf has conceded 6. Mark again, plenty of speed and firepower, but his aims too frequently let him down. Oh, but not that time. Mark again, 2 more. Now he's got his eye in, and he's rubbing Ace's nose in it. Colm with a last-ditch attempt, but that's how the scores will stay. Mark with 8 points, Colm with 6. Mark's son Elliot delighted with the win. Mark signals 4 goals. There's the evidence. Colm's laid-back approach paid dividends with 6 points. So after 3 events, Mark's up to 18. Colm's just 2 points behind.
Time now for our next event. Our first female contender is Pauline. And she's facing Vogue.
Vogue about to face one of her strongest ever contenders.
Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Contender ready! 3, 2, 1!
Pauline needs to reach the platform Vogue's leaving if she wants to add 10 points to her score. If she finishes the 60 seconds of allotted swing time while hanging on to a red ring, she'll score 5. Pauline out of harm's way at the moment. Vogue coming across. 20-year-old Pauline doesn't actually work out in the gym. She gets all the tough exercise she needs in her job as head groom and working on her parents' farm. Vogue locks on. Now we'll see if the time Pauline spends mucking out is going to pay dividends. She pulls for the national tug-of-war team. Now she's beginning to realise how the rope must feel. Pauline carrying a combined weight of nearly 20 stones on those arms. Still more than 20 seconds to hang tough. Pauline holding a red ring, which means she'll score 5 if she stays the distance, but there's a long way to go yet. It's remarkable strength and determination from the Derbyshire lass that she's still there. It's been many a long season since we've seen a contender tough it out like this. And Vogue is trying every trick in the book. She hasn't a hope of shifting Pauline with her body weight. A superb example of sheer brute strength. 5 points the hard way. Drops down with Vogue still on her back. Mum and Dad thrilled by that incredible performance, but I think Pauline's in trouble. She took a bad landing with Vogue still hanging to her. The medics have been summoned. And this drama is relentless. Dad John concerned. Dr. Adrian Noon is the physician in attendance. Pauline is smiling, but she's still on her back. What bad luck. Sister Julie clearly upset by this, and the family awaiting the doctor's assessment. And a bad time for Pauline's mum, Linda, as Pauline is transferred to the stretcher. If we look at the replay, I think that most of the damage has been done with all that weight, that combined weight pulling on her neck. And I don't think it's the landing. If we check out the landing, Vogue lands on her feet, and Pauline seems to have landed okay there. What a tragedy. One of the best contenders we've ever had on Gladiators is now wheeled off to the emergency room. But she's still brave, she smiles and waves, the crowd appreciate it, and as always on Gladiators, we'll give you an update on her condition before the end of the show.
Our second female contender is Trudy. And she's facing Siren.
Here's the Siren, all 70 kilos of her. That's 11 stone weight-wise. Her opponent is Trudy Ballantine. Trudy's 67 kilos, which translated into English means she's half a stone lighter. Siren with a score to settle, and Trudy knows it. Trudy took 10 off Siren on the wall earlier this evening, so Siren's in no mood to concede any more to the Edinburgh-based anaesthetist. Trudy electing to go down the right wing, but that way leads to trouble. Siren takes her on the back swing. Trudy one ring. Look like Siren's got her revenge. Just under 20 seconds. Trudy force-fed a faceful a match. Her supporters just grateful she's in one piece.
Trudy, that was all over very quick.
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm just happy to get from one ring to the next, so it's very difficult, that game.
Why is that not one of your favourites?
No, I'm afraid it's not. I don't have the strength of Pauline.
The strength of Pauline. Siren, wow, you've won.
Don't sound so surprised, Jeremy.
Of course you know you're always going to win.
I'm actually starting to quite enjoy that game. I think I've found myself on the rings.
Oh, thanks very much. Let's give it up for Siren and Trudy.
After 4 events, Pauline 25, Trudy 12. Still no news of Pauline. We'll bring it to you as soon as we get it.
Our first male contender is Mark. And he's against the one and only Saracen.
Sarah's been here since it all started, and he's still doing the business. Looks the business as well. 111 kilos, that's 17.5 stones of solid Saracen. Swinging against Mark, who's 79 kilos, 5 stones lighter than Sarah. Saracen will be looking to emulate Siren's victory because Sarah conceded 10 points to Mark on the wall. Saracen, a takedown specialist when it comes to ring work, but Mark's proved he has a head for height, coupled with a cool, analytical brain. Sarah weighing up the situation before making a move, and that was a wrong move. Mark still short of the scoring zone, figuring out his next move. Oh, but Sarah looks like he's going to make it for him. Oh, Sarah locks on. Mark high with the feet. Sarah got his hands full with this tough customer, but he's not about to let go of that vest. Sarah's got the front of Mark's vest, but can't get his legs into a takedown position. Mark wriggling to get free like a worm on a hook. Sarah keeping him out of the scoring zone. By any stretch of the imagination, that's incredible. Just glad it's Mark's vest and not his skin. Sarah lets go to spare Mark splashes, I think. Less than 10 seconds. But Mark's still nowhere near the scoring zone, so even when he hears the time-up hooter, he'll have no points for his trouble. But it's down to great defending from Sarah. Sarah's out of there. Mark 2. Sarah keeps Mark out of the points. Mark's mum and daughter not happy about this at all. Sarah cops a mouthful from Emily.
Mark, it's not much of your clothes left, your uniform there.
It did fit. At one time, it did fit perfect.
Let's give it up for Sarah and Mark.
Woo! That was close, close.
Our second male contender is Colm. And he's up against Hunter.
Hunter, one of the brightest stars in the Gladiator galaxy. But here's what Colm thinks about being here.
In this round, I am dreading it because I'm actually up against my mate, Mark Whitehouse. He's been my pal from the very first day of training. I just took to him like duck to water. He's a brilliant joke teller, he's good fun, and sadly I had to actually meet him in this round. But win or lose, I hope we remain friends, and I'm going to actually see him after this show.
3, 2, 1. Hunter had it easy on the wall against Colm earlier, but this is going to be tougher. He knows that last time out on the rings, Colm scored 5 against the Wolfman, and to score against Wolfie is no mean feat, and it galls me to have to admit that. Hunter patrolling the edge of the scoring zone, looking to hang a left, makes his move on Colm. Colm just out of reach. Hunter will make contact on the next swing. Colm with his legs high. Hunter gets a piece of vest. Hope this one doesn't rip. John Anderson's only got time to sew one vest to show. Hunter's low on the leg. Less than half a minute to go. Colm wiping Hunter's nose with the sole of his shoe. Where does he get the strength from? Keeping Hunter up. Oh! Hunter's gone. Taking Colm's back brace with him. The buckle must have shattered under the pressure. Colm now with 11 seconds to reach Hunter's platform and secure 10 points. Colm's going nowhere, clearly content to hang about and let the time pass. So at least he'll bank 5 points. The Belfast fitness instructor kept the Hunter at bay, worth a handful of points in anyone's bank. Imelda delighted. Here comes David and Goliath for the interrogation.
Hunter, just tell us how Colm just managed to slip out of your grasp.
Yeah, well, they make us wear all this safety gear, which is obviously needed for the event, and I got hold of his back brace, and I was holding on to that, and the buckle just came loose, so I ended up eating Matt.
Eating Matt. Colm, 5 points, baby!
Hunter! My mom's not going to be pleased about this, I'm telling you.
I think your mum's going to be pleased about points, though. Let's give it up for Colm and Hunter.
The boy hung tough. He certainly did. Mark's on 18, Colm's on 21 as we move on to the next event.
Well, with Pauline's accident in Hang Tough, we've sent her to hospital for precautionary reasons because, of course, here on Gladiators, safety's first and winning comes second. And on this occasion, we bring in our substitute. And our substitute tonight is Tara Layden, with the fastest eliminator out of our substitutes. So, Tara, just tell everybody at home what you're doing, where you're from.
I'm a retail assistant and I'm from Weston-super-Mare.
Now, you'll adopt Pauline's points and you'll hopefully as well adopt Pauline's supporters because, of course, we want to see a good competition now. Now, you've got to go off and get ready for Duel, which is the last event, and then waiting just around the corner is the Eliminator. So let's hear it for Tara!
You may remember Tara only just lost out to Pauline in the heat, so she's a good replacement. She faces Rio, 79 kilos, 12 stone 7. Tara Layden, the girl who puts the super into Weston-super-Mare. She's 70 kilos, that's 21 pounds lighter.
Contender ready! Ready! On top!
Well, Tara certainly didn't think she'd find herself on a pugil platform when she woke up this morning. Rio with the first strike. Tara's rocked, but she manages to recover. Talk about in at the deep end. Poor old Tara being knocked from pillar to post with Rio's stick. Oh, she's gone! And who can blame her? Rio dispatches Tara with 6 or 7 of her finest whacks. Rio stings her with an opening salvo, which Tara does well to ride, but in the end, Rio's relentless stick work took its toll, and Tara's balance deserted her.
Next up, it's Trudy. She's facing Rebel.
In her heat, Trudy was a point-scoring powerhouse. Here's what she had to say about that.
In my show, I got 40 points, which is an all-time record for the ladies. It's just excellent. It was such fun scoring in nearly every game, and sets you up so well for the Eliminator that it makes it easier. Not easy, but easier.
Someone's been busy with the coloured pencils. And it's Trudy's first engagement on the duel, and she couldn't have drawn a tougher opponent than Rebel. 10 points if he knocks the Gladiator off her perch, 5 if she stays the distance for the draw. As an anaesthetist, she should know how to put Rebel's lights out, and she's doing a great job absorbing everything Rebel can throw at her. Excellent dueling from both girls. Rebel's going to have to pull out something special if she's going to win this. Less than 10 seconds. Rebel looks to have given her best, and it's not enough. Trudy's a mauler and a brawler when she needs to be. 5 points the hard way. Huge relief on Trudy's face. Rebel commends her dueling skills, and Trudy can't believe it as her fans celebrate. Right up to the hooter, Trudy was putting together some classy combinations and defending with tenacity, parrying the best that Rebel could offer. So, after 5 events, Pauline's deputy, Tara, on 25, Trudy's on 17.
So we now move into the men's event with Mark. And he's facing Vulcan. Over to Thomas.
Contender ready!
Mark giving away 5 stones to the beady-eyed bushman, so it's going to be tough. Oh, Vulcan lets one go, and Mark recoils in horror. Vulcan wins hands down. Mark's down as well in 2.6 seconds. The awesome Antipodean maintains his undefeated dueling record. Mark's brother Andrew, a wry smile.
To it, oh my God, you didn't have a chance to get into the competition at all, really?
I did actually have a plan, believe it or believe it not. I thought if I done it first one and let the second one go, but as he caught me with the first one and the second one came across 18 stone, it's difficult to move.
Absolutely, what can you do? And I have to say, some excellent work there by you, Vulcan.
Yeah, I know that. How many you gotta say? My grandmother hits harder than you, man. You're gonna go to the gym and practice and all that.
Well, I'm proud of you anyway. Let's hear it for Mark.
Vulcan doesn't mince his words. He just minces contenders. She doesn't mince her words either.
Next up on duel, it's Colm. And he's facing Wolf.
The hound is definitely up for this. Colm scored 10 when they last faced each other across the usual platforms, and both straight to work. Wolf smashing into him. Incredible punishment, but Colm somehow is weathering it. Explosive action from Wolf, giving it everything. Oh, and Wolf has gone straight out the back door. What a remarkable victory for Colm. Unbelievable. Wolf was there, and then suddenly he wasn't. Imelda's ecstatic.
Considerably taller and bigger than him, and I would have thought you would have put up a better fight.
I stepped back, he didn't hit me.
Oh, so you're giving him no credit at all for that victory?
I beat myself, I stepped backwards.
Well, then you're a bigger fool than I thought you were. Let's just have a word with the wee man that can.
Oh, I don't know. Wolf knows the crack. Did you step back? Yeah. He did slip. I'll go with that, but I still won. Thanks for the 10 points.
Hey, all credit goes to this man. Well done, Colm, 10 points.
And doesn't Wolfie know it? After 5 events, Mark stays on 18, Colm moves up to 31.
So that's the games out of the way. All that remains is the eliminator. Remembering, of course, that at stake is 2 places in the semi-finals. Join us after the break here on Gladiators. Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's eliminator time. Now, in the women's event, Trudy's on 17 points, Tara's on 25. That's an 8-point difference, giving Tara a 4-second head start. Over to Jeremy.
Tara, you've got a 4-second lead, and, you know, this is the second bite of the cherry. You've really got to make it count, haven't you?
I certainly have. 4.5 seconds is basically nothing in this game because anything can happen, but I will do my best.
Trudy, 4 seconds with a semi-final at stake. I suppose you're going to catch that up in no time.
I'm going to be chasing her. Going to be on her back.
OK. If you go over to the start, I'll see you at the other end. Over to John Anderson.
Tara, you will go on my first whistle. Trudy, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Tara Leyden, supermarket assistant from Weston-super-Mare, deputising for Pauline Shirt. Here comes Trudy Ballantine, the Edinburgh anaesthetist. Trudy's fastest eliminator time, 1 minute 40 seconds. Tara's a minute 43. And Trudy already eating into Tara's 4-second advantage. Tara up and over the top. This must be so tough for her. Coming in cold at the very last minute. Turns to the rope, legs up and pushes away. The curse of the rope strikes again. Trudy with better luck. Trudy's caught her now. The race is really on. The struggle up the rope proved tough for them both, but Trudy's come off best. And as Gladiator fans will know, once you've had a go at this rope and not quite got to grips with it, the lactic acid starts to set in, making it tougher. Brothers Toby and Dick are on the feet. Trudy's on the trapeze, makes the changeover, and here's what's ahead of her. Still no sign of Tara. Trudy under no pressure, climbing steadily. Tara on the ladder, in trouble. Surely she... Oh, she's plunged into the Valley of Lost Souls. And Andrew Norgate will hold Tara there for 10 seconds. He's got the luckiest job in the arena. Bet Tara's wondering what else can go wrong. Trudy tops the cargo net. Andy times the penalty. Now she's off. Tara climbs the ladder as Trudy scoops the zip line. Flying splashdown there. Will the graveyard spook around and give Tara the chance to get back into the race? Tara with the swing. Makes it. Trudy on the seesaw, she can afford to take her time and ensure she makes no mistakes. Toby and Dick giving it plenty. Trudy, focused and clear about what she's got to do. The Travelator will be her final test. Sprints up the rolling road with energy to spare. Trudy Ballantine into the semi-finals of Gladiators. Mum, Pooh and Sister Polly stand to acclaim her victory, as do the Brothers Grimm. Great characters. Tara speeding towards the crash mat. Legs up for the impact. Spectacular landing. Turns to face the final curtain, the graveyard shift. 2 seesaws and a Travelator from home. John Anderson giving the directions, but I doubt she'll get lost. 20 minutes ago, she had her feet up watching the show. Now she's in it. Second seesaw, the crowd getting right behind her. Well, nearly all of them. Tara on the Travelator powers her way to the top. Tara Leyden, game contender under tough circumstances. Gives it large.
does that feel?
Oh, it feels very good. Very good indeed.
4 seconds, I think, was quite a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, I seemed to overtake her on the rope and didn't look back.
How much fun have you had?
Oh, excellent. So much fun.
And you've got to come back for more.
Oh, more and more and more.
You've been great. Well done for getting through to the semi-final. Let's hear it for Trudy Ballantine.
Well, so I have to say it was a tough one to ask you to come in during the last event and then to come in cold almost to do the eliminator.
Yeah, I've got to admit, everything seemed to go wrong this time. Last time I did the eliminator, it went great. I did everything quite smooth, didn't make a mistake really. This time, my hands just slipped off the overhead ladder. I couldn't get over the rope. But I've just been glad for another chance. I've had a great time. And thanks to Pauline's supporters for giving me a bit of support. I really needed it.
Let's hear it for Tara!
Well, there's no one who wouldn't feel for Tara right now. Trudy, with a smile that says it all, battled brilliantly tonight. Her ticket to the semi-final, booked and confirmed, accepts the congratulations of her supportive family. Hug from Mum Poo. And here's another heroine going to the Shirt family, Pauline's sister Julie, with a consolation hug. In the ladies' contest for the fastest eliminator, Trudy's time was way outside the existing record of 1:35.2 set by Jane Smith. The men's contest, Colm's 13-point lead converts to a 6.5-second lead at the start of the eliminator.
Colm, you will go on my first whistle. Mark, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Colm Curran, fitness instructor from Belfast, his last eliminator completed in 1:34 seconds. Onto the net before Mark Whitehouse is released. Mark, a street lighting electrician from Doncaster. Mark's fastest eliminator recorded at 1:23, so Mark is quicker, but Colm's head start could make all the difference. Colm to the rope, hauls his way up. Mark throws himself over the top of the net, desperate to pull back that lead second by second. Colm on the bike, clicks the pedals into gear. Mark makes short work of the rope. Colm struggling with his bike work. Mark begins his pedalling. Mark's wife Carol on her feet, it's agony to watch. Colm swings the Death Valley. Net climb ahead, Imelda wants more work from Colm. Mark finishes with the bike. He'll trapeze to the net and try to catch Colm on the climb. Carol knows how close he is. Colm's lead reduced big time, but he'll be first to the gantry. Imelda speechless. There's a rarity. Colm to the zip line. Mark losing time again on the net. Colm sliding to the crash match. Anything can happen in the next half a minute. Mark is down. Knows he can still pull this off. Colm to the first seesaw. He's fast. He's agile. And he takes a terrible fall off there. Recovers for the second seesaw. Mark gaining very fast. Here's where it's won or lost. A semi-final place is at stake. It's neck and neck. Oh, yeah, Colm's gone and Mark's gone. This is incredible drama. Carol nearly collapsed. Colm firing up for another whack. He's digging in, but his legs, they're going, they're gone. Imelda mortified. Mark with a second bite of the cherry. This is for glory and a place in the semis. He's going nowhere. He's going backwards. The power has gone. It's time to dig deep into the courage bank, although both guys look like they're more than overdrawn. Colm hoping for third time lucky. No one can bear to look. This is an astonishing eliminator. Here they go. Both guys have recharged the batteries. Colm and Mark together. Mark's gone again. Crumples on the belt. And Colm's thrown into reverse. The tension's unbearable. I've got a migraine. Mark trying to find something that isn't there. And back into reverse. Brother Andrew knows the agony.
Get your breath, mate. Make sure you get it right this time. Head up. Big strides. Keep calm.
I've never seen anything like this. Who'll dare to try first? It's Colm. This looks promising. He's going. He's there. He grasps the top lip and finally makes it. Colm Curran into the semi-finals of Gladiators.
Yourself ready.
The pain shows in his face.
This is the important one now.
Everybody is willing him on. Mark attacks it with renewed vigour, grits his teeth and tames the Travelator in style. A brave performance from Mark Whitehouse. He conquers the Travelator. He's finally there, swings in.
Colm, you're very, very emotional. What does this all mean to you?
This is just a dream. Yes. You just don't know what this means to me. Every time I ran up that Travelator, it's being so close to my dream, and seeing Mark run up before me, and me standing there at the bottom, my heart's sinking to my feet. Something inside just made me go for it. Go, because my mum said go for it, and it's not over until it's over.
But it's sure been worth it, hasn't it?
Oh, this is heaven. This is so good. I can't believe it.
You can't believe it. It's so good. You're through to the semi-final. Let's hear it for Colm Curran.
Well, Mark, I have to say that certainly provided us with the most exciting eliminator yet. And if only you could have seen the faces of your family, your brother, your wife. I mean, they were almost in tears. It was just so exciting and it was so heart-rending.
I knew 6 seconds could be caught. I felt in my own mind I could catch him.
But you nearly did. I mean, you got to the same spot at the same time, but at the end of the day, the Travelator is the killer.
I gave it everything I could. I don't like to disappoint people, but I gave it my best shot, and I'm very grateful that everybody came on.
Listen, you've not been a disappointment. You got through to the quarterfinals. Everybody's been here egging you on like crazy, and it's been great to have you on the show.
I'd like to just say a big, big thank you to my wife, Carol, who throughout all this has put all her things to one side and helped me out. Without you, love, I couldn't have even started it, so thank you.
Let's hear it for Mark Whitehouse. Well done.
Well, that was a nail-biter right to the end. It's all too much for little Elliot. Colm can hardly walk, I can hardly talk, but there he is. Imelda, the first to congratulate him. Give a chance, Imelda, he still needs some air, mate. Mark, the gallant runner-up. The Whitehouse family reunion, he gave his all.
Well, that was an absolutely awesome eliminator. It's not known as the mother of all assault courses for nothing.
Absolutely. If you want more thrills, more spills, join us next week here on Gladiators.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
Contenders ready. Gladiators ready. So get yourselves ready. Tea, poof, festive biscuit selection. There's more Gladiators new and next on Challenge.
Quarter-final, the high-stretch world of vertigo. The hard-knock school of Powerball. the hotshot sharpshooting danger zone, plus the heavy hander gauntlet. But before the action comes the chat, and your hosts Jeremy Guscott and Ulrika Johnson.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to our quarter-finals. Now, our 4 quarter-finalists will be keeping half an eye on the Gladiators and half an eye on our prizes, and it's little wonder because this year our winners will each receive £1,000, plus they'll each drive away in one of those fabulous 4-wheel drive utility trucks not yet seen in the UK.
It's a lot of hard work for the people that come second, so our runners-up won't be going away empty-handed. They will also receive £1,000, plus we will jet them off to the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
So let's meet our quarter-finalists. Tonight they are Judith Huntington
and Maria Ward.
I can see you've brought your rabble with you and those darn sheep.
I think some are scared. There's not quite as many.
No, there isn't.
Maybe it's because they set off so early they didn't have time to get them all in.
No, maybe not. You have to remind everyone at home what it is you do and where you're from.
I'm a mortgage specialist for a high street bank. And we have a farm at home. I'm a mother.
Ooh, because I can see a little girl out there. How was she after the first, when you went through your heats? Was she very excited? And
she cried.
Did she?
I think everybody else cried as well.
You must be very, very excited to get through to the quarterfinals. Do you think that things are taking a different turn now? Things are getting a little bit more serious?
You've got to take it all in your stride, because this is very, very different from anything you've ever done before. It's difficult to describe exactly what the feeling is. Just got to go for it.
Well, listen, we'll be looking out for you. The very best of luck. Let's hear it for Judith Huntington.
Maria, could you just remind us what you do and where you're from?
I'm originally from Romania. I live in London. And I'm a lifeguard at the Scottish Sports Centre in London.
You have your supporters. Where have you brought your supporters from?
Most of them are from work. My husband's family, some Romanian friends.
How much have you enjoyed the experience of Gladiators so far?
So far, everything's been brilliant. The training, the contenders, the gladiators. I had a brilliant time. That was my best time in my life.
Wow, the Gladiators, incredible. What have you been doing to relax in between shows?
Oh, I just had a few days off, and then I went back to work, and I came back to win the show.
To win the show. Let's hope your dreams come true. Let's give it up for Maria Ward.
And now it's time to meet the guys. Tonight they are Lavern Ritch
and Neil Parsley.
To you. How are you?
I'm fine, cool. Glad to be back here again.
And with your noisy lot over there as well. Are we going to have some noise from them tonight?
Yeah, I gotta say one thing though. My family are always late, so at least they're here on time.
Oh, that's a good start. Well, you were here on time as well, but
on time, I should say.
Now, to more serious matters, how do you feel about being in the quarters?
Oh, top banana. I'm really excited about it.
Do you think you can go all the way?
Oh, most definitely. I got the hot legs. I got the speedy hands, I got the speedy body.
And the speedy mouth.
Oh, well, you've said it.
Listen, we'll be looking out for you. The very best of luck. Let's hear it for Lavern Ritch.
Neil, I believe if we can contain your supporters for 30 seconds. Whoa. You've got a message for your father.
Yeah, just like, it's my dad's birthday today, so happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dad! Just remind us, Neil, what you do and where you're from.
I'm a professional rugby player, and I come from the Wirral.
From the Wirral? How's training been going in between shows?
Yeah, training's going good. I'm getting plenty of stick as well, so, but yeah, things are going good.
Who else have you brought along today?
I've got the rugby team, everyone from the gym, got my mum, dad, obviously my girlfriend, Louise.
You've got a get the girlfriend I mentioned, haven't you?
Oh, got to get it in.
Didn't Louise try to get on Gladiators as well, didn't she?
Yeah, she got through. She got right down. She's a reserve, unfortunately. So, but she's going to get them next year.
She will. Well, we might see Louise on next year's show. Let's give it up for Neil Parsley.
Well, we've met the girls and the guys, so let the quarter-final begin. First up, it's Judith. And she's facing Fox.
Judith Huntington. She beats Sue England for a place in this quarter-final. In the weights and measures department, 62 kilos, which is 9 stone 10 pounds, in case you haven't got a calculator handy. Whereas Fox is 67 kilos, which makes her nearly a stone heavier. We've 5 poles to span. First to pull the ring at the end is the winner, and they're up and climbing. And being a financial advisor, Judith will be used to the swings of the stock market, and she's no slouch on vertigo either. Last time out, she mullered Vogue to secure 10 points. Fox begins the swing at the top to force the stretch to pole 2. Makes it look easy. And so does Judith. Fox using her greater weight to good advantage, working that pole hard onto pole 3. And if Judith comes second, she'll earn a point for every pole completed. It's close, but Fox still has the edge at pole 4. And Fox very much at home, perched at the top of the pole, extending her lead now. And Judith is going to have to push and pull out something special if she's going to win this. Final pole. Fast work from Judith, but the Fox has escaped the Huntington. Fox wins it hands down. Judith onto the ring and off the mark with 4 points for the poles. Fox hot over the arena, cool under pressure.
Well, the foxy lady done good.
I certainly did. I love that game. It's brilliant. Amazing feeling when you're up there.
Do you actually notice how far off the ground you are?
You don't. You have time to think about it at the beginning, but when you're up there, you just go for it. It's tunnel vision just to get to that ring first. And I did.
Oh, you're like an angel in the clouds. Let's give it up for Fox.
Well, Judith, a little unlucky there. I mean, you're a little bit shorter than Fox. I was just wondering whether she had a slightly longer reach than you.
I'm sure she did. I gave her my best shot. She won me.
Well, all's not lost. You picked up 4 points. Well done, Judith. Next up on vertigo, it's Maria. She's facing Siren.
Weight's crucial in this event. Come and have a look at my stats, says Siren. How can we refuse? 70 kilos, which makes 11 stone. On the other set of poles, we have Maria Ward, and she'll be 55 kilos, which puts her at a 2 stone 5 pound disadvantage. In their last high-tension encounter, Siren beat Maria to the end, but Maria scored 3 points. She'll be looking to better that right now. Maria will reach the pinnacle of her climbing pole, then start to make it work. Friend Matter full of encouragement. Will she make the stretch? Oh, just short. Needed an extra inch on her fingers. Siren leans comfortably onto pole 2, while Maria's lost her momentum and has got to get it going all over again. Maria onto pole 2 as Siren makes it to 3. Siren big and powerful. Remember, this action taking place at altitude of nearly 30 feet above the arena floor. Maria's husband John's on his feet. Maria makes it to pole 3. Oh, but look at Siren. Onto her final perch. This will be a convincing win for Siren. Arm out for the ring pull. And that fires up the pyros. Siren says, how'd you like that? Long-arm Siren works her pole with the minimum of effort before making the transfer to the winning ring. The heavier Gladiator doesn't wait for the contender.
Siren, you've got to be very pleased with that performance.
Well, you can't tempt fate, Jeremy. I mean, you know my track record. So, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I've got these long arms, you see, and I think that definitely helped me lean across. And Maria's quite little, so I was lucky.
The arms did the trick. Let's give it up for Siren.
Well, Maria, the reach was just too much for you on each occasion.
Too much. I need long arms for that.
Or the poles closer together would be nice.
Yeah, please.
Well, listen, not too bad. You picked up 2 points. Let's hear it from Maria.
1 down and 4 to go. Judith kicks off with 4, Maria with 2.
Now we move into the men's event with Lavern. And he's going to be racing against Cobra. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready!
witnessed in the past, this is not Cobra's favourite event. He's defending a 100% always been beaten record on vertigo. Lavern, on the other hand, defeated the legendary Hunter last time out, so the outcome of this won't be hard to predict. But against the odds, Cobra has an early lead onto pole 2. Lavern follows him. Lavern, in case you were wondering earlier, is a swimming instructor from Wales. Cobra to pole 3, and Lavern fails to make it. Needs a big one to get back on terms. Cobra comes across to pole 4. Lavern still in his wake. It's all about the final pole. Cobra needs a big stretch. Oh, he's there. Lavern's with him. Cobra needs more swing. Here's Lavern's chance. It's so close, it's neck and neck. Oh, how do you call that one? What do you think at home? Well, it's obvious what they think.
Well, Lavern, apparently at the end there, it was very difficult to tell who exactly was the winner of that contest. Going to have a look at the big screen and see the result, OK, in the replay.
And there's the evidence. As they reach out, it's Lavern.
The full 10 points goes to you.
What can I say? The boy is back!
Let's hear it for Lavern! Next up, it's Neil. He's facing Diesel.
Neil remembers his heat with relish.
For me, the best game was probably vertigo, because I thought I'd lost it. And you know, I took a gamble and it came off, and that gave me such a big buzz when I came down, because I think the crowd realised that I'd took a bit of a gamble and they were just going absolutely wild. So that felt really good.
Neil Parsley took 10 points from Cobra then, but now he's up against the Diesel, whose vertigo record is a little more impressive than Cobra's when it comes to pole work. Diesel at the top of the upright, and Neil still climbing as Diesel starts the swing. Remember, if Neil comes second, he'll score a point for every pole he completes. Diesel onto pole 2. Neil fails to make the grab. Diesel. Plenty of swing, makes the reach for pole 3. He's there, completely dispensing with elegance. Neil's still stuck on pole 2. Diesel may be good at this event, but it never looks like he's enjoying it. Pole 4, one left between him and the winning ring. Neil onto pole 4. Diesel leans into pole 5. This is going to be a clear win for the Diesel. The supporters won't give up, and nor will Neil. Diesel hardly smooth in his actions, but emphatic with his victory. A good win for him. Neil's friend Brian, with his brother and sister Matty and Katie, could have done without that. So could Neil.
Oh, you enjoyed that, because I did. It was really good.
I mean, I think vertigo is built for a gladiator of your build.
Definitely, definitely. Long arms, long legs. I'm laughing all the way.
All the way. Let's give it up for Diesel.
Oh, Nilo.
Oh, no.
Oh. No. It was a close one. You had a little bit of trouble at the first pole.
Yeah, one little mistake, and that cost me, really. So.
Certainly did, but all's not lost. You picked up 4 points. Let's hear it for Nilo.
Brian and Matty applauding the effort after one event. Lavern's on 10, Neil's on 4.
Scoring with the blue balls, it's Maria. And scoring with the red balls, it's Judith. And they're facing our gladiators, Falcon and Rio.
These are the Glads. There are the sheep. And there's the Powerball pitch. That's all you need to know, really. Other than that, what's going through Maria's mind at the moment?
Really looking forward for the Powerball. It's my favourite game, and it's really fast, and I'm going to score lots of points.
Maria has drawn Rio, who's intent on preventing her from scoring a lot of points, but a superb opening from Maria. 3-point centre basket, no messing. Is this a warning of things to come? Or maybe not. Judith, intercepted by Falcon, spins her down on the ball out of play. Maria sprints to reload. Rio with the tackle, robs her of that blue ball. Falcon, a great powerball technician. Oh, superb tackle to deny Judith. Maria again. Rio's decided her only chance of closing Maria down is to tackle early. Judith reloads, tries to dummy Falcon. Oh, but Falcon's on the case, dominating the game against Judith at the moment. Less than half a minute. Maria again. Rio. Oh, she's got to grips again. This time with Maria's leotard. Maria still down. Judith tries to come wide, but Falcon's always there when Judith doesn't need her. Maria with the wind taken out of her sails by that last Rio tackle, but powerball's tough to play and everyone knows it before they go on the pitch. Rio robbed her again. The ball's down and so's Maria. And Judith, with a burst of speed, steals 2 points. Just on the last knockings. Good work from Judith, and that just about does it for an explosive 60 seconds. Maria will be disappointed. Inspired start from her, which sadly didn't set the pattern for the rest of the game.
Judith, you certainly gave Falcon a good run for your money.
I tried my best. Pulled me down every time, nearly. Managed to get one in at the end there.
How tiring is it every time you get hit?
Very tiring.
Very tiring indeed. Maria, what a daunting task that was against Rio.
She nearly put my pants down. Thanks, Rio.
OK, let's bring in John Anderson with the scores, please.
The Gladiators were on form there, keeping the score down. Judith, nevertheless, scored 2 points, but Maria scored 3 points.
Woo! Let's give it up for Maria and Judith.
The yellow tops are Romania's national football team colours. Oh, and there's Wolf's lunch. After 2 events, Judith is on 6, Maria on 5. Next, it's the men's event.
Scoring with the blue balls, it's Neil. And scoring with the red balls, it's Lavern. And they're facing our gladiators, Rhino and Hunter.
Here come the heavy guns, the finest of the fine. Rhino and Hunter, a diabolical duo, enough to make any contender's blood run cold. Lavern facing Hunter. Lavern 81 kilos, 12 stone 10 pounds, which makes him 3 stone 4 pounds lighter than the Hunter. Neil's opponent will be Rhino. Neil's 86 kilos against Rhino's 108 means Rhino's 3.5 stones heavier. It's crunch time. Oh, Lavern with speed. Oh, great tackle from Hunter. Rhino at full stretch. Neil can't basket his goods. Lavern again, shimmies Hunter. Oh, very nearly popped in a pair, couldn't quite dump the donut. Quick recovery, Lavern superbly fit. Back for more, wrestled down by Hunter. Neil with speed against Rhino, 2-0 to Neil. Less than 40 seconds remaining. Neil reloads, straight back in, but so's Rhino. Lavern versus Hunter, Hunter wins it. Neil again. And Rhino gets to grips again, determined not to concede another 2 points to the contender. Lavern, oh, desperate lob. Felled by Hunter, and Lavern seems to have hurt his back. Neil tries to lob Rhino. Lavern is still down. Hunter in attendance, offering consolation until medical attention arrives, and here it does. Dr. Adrian Noon on the scene. Deborah, clearly concerned as we all are. Adrian Noon, highly qualified medic, the best man for the job. Here's how it happened. Lavern came wide, Hunter in with the tackle. Lavern goes down, back first, and hits the mat hard. Mike Garmston, the physio's there as well. Hunter giving his side of the story to the referee. And one of the people in white is Ken Warwick, the Gladiators producer. He'll be calling the shots on this. Lavern is being eased into a sitting position while Adrian Noon sets about determining the problem. Lavern's mum Barbara awaiting the diagnosis. Well, Lavern is up, albeit gingerly, with Ken Warwick making absolutely sure he wants to continue. Hunter applauds his courage. Lavern has elected to carry on. Well, he is an experienced physical trainer himself. Lavern saw the gap, went for it. Hunter closed the door. Lavern dropped the ball and found himself slammed back first onto the safety mat. Lavern in some discomfort.
There are 17 seconds remaining.
Let's see how it affects his game.
2,
Brave man, 17 seconds, Lavern nimble, but Hunter's there again. Big takedown from Hunter. Neil against Rhino, great tackle from the Gladiator, but that score won't count. Lavern again, loses the ball, gains a tackle from Hunter. Neil back with a blue, fends off Rhino, but loses his ball in the process. The time is running down. Lavern still up for it. One last desperate lob, but can't put a score on the board. Good work from the Glads against 2 exceptional opponents of Powerball. Neil scored 2. His last basket didn't count because nothing is scored once you've been floored.
Lavern, that was certainly no easy power ball against Hunter.
No, I got the most agile and one of the fastest gladiators on the show for the power ball. It's going to be tough. I knew it'd be quick. I couldn't shake him. Fair dues, I got to take my hat off to him. Well, it is off.
I've got to ask you, how's your back? Is your back okay?
Okay, yeah, it's cool.
Well, that's one thing. You can continue with the show, which is great news. Neil, I think they watched you on the last show, man. The Gladiators have got your mark now.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. It's tougher, but it was good.
Thinking about signing Rhino up for the rugby league side?
Yeah, he's a bit sharp, isn't he, for a big fella?
He certainly is. Let's bring in John Anderson for the scores.
Well, these two contenders were outstanding, but regrettably for them, the Gladiators were even better. Lavern, no points. Neil, 2 points.
Let's give it up for Neil and Lavern.
So as we head for the break, Lavern stays in the lead on 10. Neil moves up to 6.
We've just seen some fantastic action in Powerball. To see more, join us after the break here on Gladiators.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to part 2 of our quarter-final, where we're just about to kick off with our next event. Danger Zone, it's Judith. And she's going to be facing Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready! 3, 2, 1!
Judith hot-foots it into the danger zone. Lightning gunning for her. The bullseye above Lightning is the target Judith's aiming for with the crossbow. Worth 10 points, lets it fly, but way offline. Should Lightning strike Judith with a ball, the game's over. The mortar. Heavy mortar fire from Judith. Finds a range now. Needs to break cover before the station blows. Rocket launcher is next. Oh, let's rip. It rattles the windows. Lightning recocking the mechanism. Judith to the bazooka. Aims. Falls short. Well, now it's the dash for the tunnel to strike the lower target. That'll be worth 5. She finishes the tunnel crawl, lights up the lower roundel. And Judith's fans happy with that.
Well, Judith, it looks as if you've still got a little bit of energy left, but it was quite a tough one. You hit the target almost on a couple of occasions.
I knew I wasn't a very good shot. So last time I tried to hit something, I blew a hole in the garden. I missed the target completely.
Well, you were nearly there, but not quite. But you managed to get through the tunnel, so you picked up 5 points. Well done, Judith.
Husband Andrew and Dad William glad she's unscathed.
Next up to face Lightning, it's Maria. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Editor ready! 3, 2...
Maria at a disadvantage, being drawn second. Lightning's got her eye in now. Maria will get a point for every weapon she gets to grips with, even if she fails to hit the target. Crossbow. Off target. Oh, but I think she's taken a hit. The ref's blown up. Well, Lightning's in no doubt. Still some confusion. Let's see it again. Maria is crouched behind the station's perspex, but Lightning whops one in between the gap to strike Maria's leg. Incredible shot shooting from Lightning. So Judith adds 5 to a total. Maria won, 11-6 the score.
So we now move into the men's event with Lavern. And he's going to be facing Ace.
Lavern's ready to rock. Here's how he sums up his experience on Gladiators.
Yeah, you know the Gladiators think they're quick. You think they're bad, you think they're rough. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to be bigger, badder, rougher, tougher, quicker, meaner, faster than any of you guys, suckers. Vernon's in your area, kicking Cabascaria. Let's go, brother.
Thank you, Puff Daddy.
3, 2, 1!
Like the girls, this is Lavern's first competition danger zone run. Hello, he's jumped on the crossbow, rendered it inoperable. That's a good start. Ace with the rapid rattle of tennis balls, homing in on his target. Lavern bopping and weaving, he's so agile. No joy with the mortar, though. Next, it's the sprint for the rocket. Oh, Ace has bagged him. Shot to the leg, 2 points scored. Great marksmanship from Ace. And Lavern now protesting about the crossbow. His sister Michelle would like clarification. Meanwhile, here's the hit. Lavern stylishly hurdling Ace's volleys, but gets struck on the trailing ankle.
Lavern, my first question is, well, it's quite obvious you were hit there, but what happened at the first station? Because you didn't
broke, man. Look at the arrow, man. It's out. I went to pick it up. It was broke, man. That's got to be done. Something.
So it wasn't set up properly. Well, the word is that you picked up 2 points.
Oh, cool.
Not entirely happy. There's plenty more events. All right.
Well, you can hear Lavern's fans requesting a replay, so we'll oblige. Let's take a look at the evidence. Lavern leaps to evade Ace's serve. Now watch the left foot. Crunch right on his equipment. Here's John Anderson to discuss it with Lavern's family.
A good try, guys, a good try. Michelle, I've had a hard look at the video replay, and I have to tell you that Lavern was so eager to get there, he jumped on the equipment, and as a result of jumping on the equipment, knocked it over. And guess whose fault that is? Lavern's. It's tough, but there ain't no rerun. The equipment was fine, all down to Lavern. Sorry about that, guys.
John Anderson, never a person to use one sentence when a dozen will do.
Next up against Ace, it's Neil.
Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Editor ready!
Put him down like a dog that he is.
With the crossbow now sellotaped together, it's Neil, the Wirral rugby star, looking to convert one of these weapons into a 10-point earning machine. Minds where he puts his feet, keeps the crossbow intact. Oh, just short. Moves to his left and the safety of the second station. The mortar's in play. And Ace is aiming too high to trouble Neil. Neil's taking his time before letting it fly. Bang on. Great shooting from Neil. The fireworks confirm the direct hit. Ace like a Guy Fawkes on bonfire night. It's just dawned on Neil. Great flair from Neil and from our special effects department. Millsy, Matty and Katie celebrate.
Neil, I think we can quite safely say that after the second station you hit the target, but you kept on firing.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, but thought I had it just on the corner.
Absolutely, that was terrific. Let's hear it for Neil. 10 points.
A popular 10-point win with Neil's fans because that puts him right back in after 3 events. Lavern's up to 12, Neil's up to 16.
Our first female contender on Catapult is Judith. Defending her goal is Bo. Our second female contender is Maria. Defending her goal is Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Contenders ready! Editors ready! 3, 2, 1!
Now this might look as if they're just hanging about, but once they get some bounce in their bungees, the action will hot up. Just like that. The contenders have to hurl their respective coloured balls into the octagonal goals with the Glads assiduously defending. Maria in yellow going for a third trip to the platform to try and seize the ball. Judith sizing up the goal mouth. Nice lob, hits the woodwork. The Glads having to anticipate every move. Maria up to replenish her stock. Judith too. Maria hits the post, as does Judith. Tremendous bad luck for both girls with the Glads off target. Judith comes down two-fisted. Maria against the bar. Judith, underarm. Good save from Vogue. Maria. Off target. Judith. Time running down. Both hands full. Scores 2 points for the goal. Fails to follow it up with the underarm. Maria trying to get herself worked up. Judith again. Open goal. Oh! Puts Vogue in the wrong place at the wrong time and punishes her for it. 4-0 to Judith at the time-up hooter.
The scores for Catapult. Maria unfortunately scored no points, but Judith scored 4. Let's hear it for our Gladiators, Lightning and Bo.
Great work from Lightning. Really? Well, tell Daddy to get in the queue. After 4 events, Judith's up to 15, Maria's stuck on 6.
Time now for our next event. Our first male contender is Lavern. And he's facing Wolf.
Well, you've never seen a Muppet built like this. 95 kilos heavy, that's 15 stone. Lavern's the same height, but 14 kilos or 2 stone, 4 pounds lighter, which could be crucial on sumo ball. Oh, it's certainly crucial on sumo ball. Lavern's out of there, fast finishing from Wolfman. And the Wolf lapping up the crowd's appreciation. He might as well, it doesn't happen often. When push came to shove, Lavern couldn't get going and Wolf shouldered his responsibilities.
Our second male contender is Neil. And he's facing Vulcan.
Well, despite his nervous tick, when it comes to winning, if anyone can, Vol can. And here's the evidence in his favour. 120 kilos, that's 18 stone, 12 pounds, which puts him at 34 kilos or 4.5 stones advantage over Neil. Neil's straining, but you can't help thinking the odds, and they don't come odder than Vulcan, are stacked against him. 10 points for pushing Vulcan off, 5 for staying the distance, but Vulcan's got him already! Neil's girlfriend Louise slumps, resigned into her seat. The Vulcan's famous grimace there. Mercifully hidden by the sumo ball. Vulcan still only winding up for the big push, but Neil was already airborne. Clean sheets from the Glads means the scores stay the same. Lavern 12, Neil 16 after 4 events. Judith fans in full voice. The blow-up sheep shop's done a roaring trade. What do you think of the singing? Not too bad. Mind you, some of those voices are enough to make your hair curl.
First up to run the gauntlet, it's Judith! Tonight, she faces Rio, Vogue, Siren, Vulcan, and Fox.
Judith actually looks up for this. Here's why.
What I'm looking forward to least in the next round is actually gauntlet. Hitting Siren at the front is like hitting a wall. She does something else, and try and get round her. She just keeps knocking you down. She really is a tough, strong girl.
3, 2, 1. Judith will find Rio just as daunting. Rio ramrods Judith back to where she came from. Good work from Rio, delaying her early progress. Next it's Vogue with the power pads. Fends her off. Judith being driven up the wall by Vogue. First one way, then the other. And Judith through into her old foe Siren. Judith scored 10 points in gauntlet last time, but Judith driving Siren back. Next it'll be the Vulcan. Less than 10 seconds in counting. Vulcan doubling away with the pads. Finally it's Fox. This is going to be close. Judith backing her up just outside the time by my reckoning. Husband Andrew figures otherwise.
If you can bear to pick yourself up. Oh, last event before the eliminator, and I hear you saying there to Fox, she's tough. I think the chances of you getting past Rio I thought were going to be minimal, but you just slunk past her.
It's like hitting a wall. I was dreading Siren being at the front, but when she was in the middle... Oh.
Well, the word is, I believe, that you didn't get your body across the line before the whistle went. So I do believe you picked up 4 points. So that's what you're going to have to go with. Add that to your 15 already. So let's hear it for Judith. Not bad.
4 points and a dozen bruises to show for that gauntlet. The end was very tight, so let's see it again. Fox trying to hold her back, but as you can see, the clock hits 0 before Judith hits the checkered floor.
Next up against our gladiators, it's Maria! Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready!
This should be a treat, because last time whirlwind Maria tamed and shamed the Glads into conceding 10 points. First stop is Rio. Oh, uses Rio like a turnstile. Vogue is next, trying to put the skids on her. Oh, Maria, so fast and agile. Vogue gives up the ghost. Can Siren sort her out? No, she can't. Next it's Vulcan. But Vulcan can't contain her. Finally, it's Fox. Fox stuns her, carries her away. But look at this superb gauntlet from Maria in 18.3 seconds. Makes the Glads eat a large portion of humble pie yet again.
What are you on? I mean, you just flicked them out of the way. I don't even know if we can find out perhaps in what time you did that, but that was very, very quick. You're in desperate need of some points before we go into the eliminator. You picked up 10 points.
Thank you. I knew I'm going to do this one. And I was ready for this game.
Let's hear it for Maria. Well done.
Well done being the understatement of the series so far. After 5 events, Judith goes to 19, Maria jumps to 16.
So before we go into the men's event of Gauntlet, I understand, Lavern, you've got something to say?
Yeah, I'm going to be forfeiting the game for Gauntlet. I've hurt my back, and I don't want to antagonise the injury any further, so I'm just taking it easy for now.
You do realise with that, of course, you're giving up the possibility of picking up 10 points, 10 valuable points before we go into the eliminator.
I do understand this, but at the end of the day, if I get hurt now, I'm finished for the eliminator. So if I just keep it all my energy now for the eliminator, I'll take it from there.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you at the beginning of the eliminator, and we'll just have to watch and see how Neil gets on. Let's hear it for Lavern.
Very wise words from Lavern, met with the approval of his training partner, Simon.
So getting ready to run the gauntlet, it's Neil! And tonight, he faces Rhino, Hunter, Ace, Diesel, and Vulcan! Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready, dogs, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Neil's first sortie into the gauntlet, and Rhino's the first obstacle. Neil heaves him back onto Hunter's domain, sustaining some heavy hits at the hand of Hunter. Hunter drives his man to his knees, and Carl drives him into the ground. Oh, and smacks him for good measure. The ref's blowed up. I wonder why.
You're not allowed to strike. You push, that's all. You do not strike. Move. Move.
Hunter not quite seeing eye to eye with John Anderson. First time Hunter's ever got the thumbs down from the girls.
There are 20 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1.
Ace is the third barrier to overcome. And overcome he has been. Now the Diesel will try and shunt him into the sidings. Oh, sensational agility from Neil. Vulcan is the final frontier. Less than 10 seconds. Can he pull it off? Oh, Vulcan's got the better of him. He can't get over that relentless battering. Oh, but Neil finds a way through. 1.4 on the clock and 10 points in the bank. Neil Parsley, an incredible time. Pandemonium in the Parsley field.
Neil! Yes! That was absolutely fantastic. I have to ask you, though, what was going on with Hunter?
Oh, I don't know. Trying to get past him, didn't think about it.
And then you had a little bit of trouble with Vulcan, but as we go into the eliminator with a place in the semi-finals at stake, you picked up another 10 points. Well done!
So after 5 exceptional events, Lavern goes into the eliminator on 12, Neil on 26.
Well, what a relief that's over, but of course there's worse to come with the eliminator looming just around the corner. So join us after the break here on Gladiators. Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's eliminator time. Now, in the women's event, Maria's on 16 points. Judith is on 19 points. That's a 3-point difference, giving Judith a 1.5-second head start. At stake, a place in the semi-finals. Over to Jeremy.
Judith, I mean, even I'm feeling nervous before this eliminator event. I mean, is 1.5 seconds, is that enough for you?
I'll need every second that I can, because I know that Maria's going to be very fast.
Maria, Judith says you're quick. Are you going to be quick enough to make up those 1.5 seconds?
Yeah, she's got to look over your shoulders all the time, because I'm going to catch her.
OK, let's wait and see. You go into the start. I wish you both the best of luck, and I'll see you at the finish.
Well, there's a lot of nervous hand-wringing and a few bobs worth of jewellery in the arena as both sets of supporters gear themselves up.
Judith, you will go on my first whistle. Maria, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Judith Huntington versus Maria Ward for a place in the semi-finals. Maria's last eliminator timed at 1:42.3, and Judith's timed at 1:38.8, so Judith has the quicker advantage as well as a head start. But we've seen Maria's turn of speed in gauntlet, so this should go to the wire. The turn for the rope climb, and Maria is almost shoulder to shoulder with Judith. How will the ropes take their toll? Judith's family desperate for her to get her legs up. Maria's there for the short haul. Both girls limbo themselves onto the platform before the agonising hand ladder. Judith in pink, Maria in yellow. Maria's fans know it's hers for the taking. And Maria touches down first. Death Valley swing. Judith's let a 1.5-second lead slip away. Net climb next. Judith's family can't believe it's happened. Maria climbing the net superbly. She'll make the summit with a goodly lead intact. Chris and Matt are giving it plenty. They've got to get up to get down, and they get down by the 20-mile-an-hour zipline stretch between the gantry and the arena floor. Maria splashes first, ahead of her the graveyard shift. Judith, good landing. She needs a mistake from Maria. She's going to pull this back. Maria to the seesaw. Matt with her every step of the way. Maria with one down and one more, plus the travelator to go. The fans are confident the semi-final's hers. Here she comes for the second winner's medal of her career. She's there. Oh, no, she's not. Yes, she is. Maria Ward stakes her claim to return and fight again. Oh, her fans pleased with that result. Judith powering up the travelator, financial advisor, farm worker and mum, now a heroine on Gladiators.
Maria, boy, do you deserve that medal. You're through to the semi-final. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. I'm so
You're so tired. I mean...
I'm so pleased. I knew I can do it. I knew I'm faster than Judy. And I beat her. She was very good. She had a very good start. I was a bit disappointed, but I made it. I'm so pleased. Thank you for all my supporters. Thank you.
They've been great. But Maria, another bonus that you got a fantastic time. 1 minute, 31 seconds. That's incredible. I mean, that's nearly as quick as some of the boys.
Yeah. I think this time was better than my first time. I did 1:41. I made it, yeah!
You certainly did. Let's give it up for Maria!
Oh, Judith, I have to say that was such an exciting eliminator. It was head-to-head all the way, virtually.
I knew she'd be fast. At the end of the day, she was the better one, the eliminator, and that's what counts. But I've really, really enjoyed it. I've had an excellent time. It's an experience of a lifetime.
It certainly has been great to have you on the show. I know you can go back now to your husband and to your family and be proud of yourself because you've done a great job on here. But as you said, you win some and you lose some. Let's hear it for Judith!
Judith Huntington, an inspiring character, exceptional sportswoman. For Maria, she's come a long way since those hard days in Romania. Husband John, the first to congratulate her on this terrific achievement. Emotional scenes all round. Judith makes for her husband Andrew a pillar of support throughout this competition, while Maria continues to celebrate that win. The good news continues. Her course time of 1:31.5 shatters the previous fastest eliminated time. Contest, Neil's 14-point lead will give him a 7-second advantage at the start.
Well, Lavern, I sincerely hope for your sake that you're not going to regret having forfeited the gauntlet.
Well, I believe I'm very quick on the eliminator, so I'm still going to be chasing Neil all the way down. He's going to have to go damn fast to beat me, and I'm going to be chasing him all the way, don't worry.
And you know, Neil, that even with 7 seconds, you can't afford to relax for one split second.
No, I can't be messing around. It's there for the taking now, so I'm going for it.
All right, the very best of luck to the two of you. We'll see you both at the end. Over to John Anderson.
Neil, you will go on my first whistle. Lavern, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Neil Parsley, the pro rugby star from the Wirral, sets off, takes the high and low hurdles with ease on his way to the nets, knowing that Lavern Ritch, our fitness instructor from Wales, is well on his way and has the speed to break down that lead. Oh, but Neil caught badly in the spider's webbing of the nets. Lavern superbly quick, Simon and Debbie willing him on. Neil up the rope first as Lavern cuts into that lead. It's the heave to the platform, a formality for Lavern as Neil powers the handbike. Neil finishes his biking as Lavern starts. Knows there's still time to catch Neil between here and the travelator. Neil to the net. Lavern stalling on the bike. This is least favourite, Michel in agony as Lavern struggles to finish the last few feet of bike track. Neil is hardly a great nets man, as we've seen already, so not all is lost for Lavern. Neil to the gantry, can't afford a mistake now. Lavern's speed on these climbs is remarkable. Neil to the zip, braced for that splashdown. Good landing. Mum and Dad, Dawn and Joe can sense victory. Lavern to the zip line. He'll see Neil on the first seesaw. Coming in, good landing. Simon and Debbie know he's still in with a shot. Neil, second seesaw. Oh, but he needs to start again. This is Lavern's chance. Lavern will seize it with both hands and fast feet. No, he's blown his chance. Neil to the travelator. Storms to the top. Neil Parsley from the Wirral, a semi-finalist on Gladiators. Relief from Louise, Matty and Katie.
Big straight, come on, I see some fire. Let's see you deliver.
John Anderson asking for fire. Here comes Lavern to finish it off. Superb display of strength and agility. Gets the job done. Excellent performance.
Neil, you had a 7-second lead. I think that was always going to be enough, but when Lavern, I mean, he caught up with you by the balance beams. I mean, come on, what were you honestly thinking going up that?
I was just thinking, come on. Don't rush it, we've got it. Tried to concentrate. Can't believe it. I'd just like to say thanks to all my family, everyone from Cheshire Oaks, Lancashire Links, Rugby League, my girlfriend Louise. I love everyone.
Everyone's been marvellous, but you've been particularly great. You've just gone round there in 1 minute, 23 seconds. You're through to the semi-finals. We're going to see you again. Oh. Let's give it up for Neil Parsley.
Time to discuss the gauntlet or not, but obviously the 7 seconds was a tough one to catch up. You were nearly there at times.
Yeah, like, my biggest downfall is a handbike. Always has, always will be. That's one mean, hard piece of machinery, which I haven't got quite mastered. But I've had a fantastic time. I gotta say, my fans, my family, my friends, top bananas. They are the brilliant fans from Wales.
They certainly have been great, and it's been great to have you on the show. You've been full of enthusiasm, and unfortunately, this is where Gladiators ends for you. But we'll take this opportunity to wish you the very best of luck for the future. Let's hear it for Lavern!
Remember, everyone who earns a place on Gladiators is a winner. Louis, Lavern's dad, leads the applause. Neil's with his family and supporters. They've got to come back again for the semi-final. Mum and Dad congratulate him. Louise's girlfriend, jubilant scenes. For Lavern, it's the long walk to meet his supporters. And Deborah has led them all night with style and a smile. And now she gets her just desserts. And, of course, the flowers. In the men's fastest eliminator contest, Neil's time was way outside the existing record of 1 minute 14.2.
Well, it's good news. We're going to see more of Neil and Maria.
Absolutely, but we still have one more quarter-final to get through, so join us for that next week here on Gladiators. Good night.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators. From tonight's fourth quarter-final, the up and away aerial conflict to the dogfights, the up-and-atom bungee action of swing shots, the downright rip-roaring whiplash, and the down-to-the-wire quick climbing on the wall. But before the battling, it's the chattering. Please welcome your hosts, Jeremy Guscott and Ulrika Johnson.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to the last of our quarter-finals.
Let me tell you about this year's prizes. The winners of Gladiators 1998 will each receive £1,000, plus they will both drive off in one of these fantastic four-wheel drive trucks. The runners-up will also receive £1,000, plus we'll fly them off to the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
So let's meet tonight's quarter-finalists. They are Margot Macmillan
and Jane Smith.
So Margot, just remind everyone at home where you're from and what you do.
I'm from Stirling in Scotland.
Have all these people come back down yet again?
Yes, once more they've came down again. Hopefully it's a couple of more times to come down.
Yeah, hopefully after tonight. They're up for it, certainly. Now, last time, of course, when you were doing your heats, you didn't realise it, but you were actually quite poorly.
Yeah, I had a bit of a chest infection, but I've cleared it now and I'm quite happy to just go for it this time.
I need to have a little cough, just to check. So, you gave us 100% last time, although you were feeling quite poorly, so what are you going to give us tonight?
110%.
Absolutely, that's what we like to hear. Let's hear it from Margot Macmillan!
Jane, can you just remind us what you do and where you come from?
I'm from Sheffield. I'm a full-time athlete. I also teach trampolining, diving, aerobics, gymnastics, keeping me busy.
And the list goes on and on and on. You're a competition springboard diver.
Yeah.
How does that competition work? Do you have like 10 dives or...?
Yeah, it depends upon the competition. Marked out of 10, times by the degree of difficulty as well. It's all technical.
So you're looking for perfection as well?
Absolutely.
How do you change your mind in terms of your in diving competition and now you're here in this kind of Gladiators competition?
I always strive for perfection. I always try to do my best. You know, it's just exactly the same here. You always want to win, and it's exactly the same. It's no different. Drive to win, so keep going.
Well, we'll see if you win tonight. Let's give it up for Jane Smith.
Now it's time to meet the guys tonight. They are Micah Hudson
and Alex Reid.
Exciting to have you back because not only are you the local lad, so to speak, but you're our aerobics champion as well, aren't you?
I'm the aerobics champion, or I was the aerobics champion of Great Britain for 4 years.
That's fantastic. And also, of course, you've got your martial arts that come in there.
Yeah, I've sort of combined the two together and made quite a unique style of my own.
And a fantastic impact on Gladiators, I have to say. How does it feel to come back into the quarters?
Fantastic.
Well, let's hope you go all the way. Let's hear it from Micah Hudson.
Alex, just remind us what you do and where you're from.
I'm from Aldershot and I'm a martial arts instructor.
Squaddy land. I don't think there's any squaddies in tonight. So you're into a bit of martial arts. You had any time to tune up since we last saw you?
Well, yeah, I went squad training actually, which wasn't very good because you'd always all that fighting, all that throwing around, very dangerous.
Have you got enough energy for tonight's programme?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I went out dancing last night. Got to keep yourself trim.
Well, let's hope the dancing doesn't affect your performance. Let's give it up for Alex Reid.
We've met the girls, we've met the guys. Now let the last quarter-final begin.
Our first female contender is Margot. And she's facing Rio. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! People ready!
might be going up, but one of them is coming down in the next 30 seconds. 2 direct strikes to your opponent's chest plate, and they're ejected from their airship. Margot will score 5 for her first hit on Rio, 10 for her second. Those high-tech combat clubs jostling and jousting. First strike to Margot, 5 points. Rio needs to up her game or she's going down, and Margot's got her! 10-point win as the Gladiator crashes to the sheer delight of boyfriend Scott and daughter Jensen. Margot with just the range and speed to deliver relentless knockdown blows to Rio's chest plate. Rio takes many and several big uns, and then she's spark out.
Margot, you've got 10 points.
I can't believe it, but... So hope it keeps going good like that.
Did you think you stood a chance against Rio with her size and her strength?
I had a bit of an experience in duel with Rio, but she wasn't aiming for my head this time, so it wasn't so bad.
Not at all bad at all. You've got 10 points. Let's hear it for Rio and Margot. Our second female contender is Jane. And she's up against Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Never mind over to John Anderson. Let's see some stats. Sheffield's Jane, 64 kilos, which used to be 10 stones, battling against Fox, who happens to be 67 kilos, otherwise known as 10 stone 8. 8 pounds of extra power to be wielded by the Gladiator. Here they go, and Jane fending off the Fox. Jane's never been in a competition dogfight before now. Oh, but you wouldn't think it. Gets one in on Fox. Mum, Dad and boyfriend Andy celebrate as Fox gets one back. Whoever sustains the second hit is out of there. Jane leaving her chest exposed, so to speak. Fox taking advantage of that poor defensive work. It's blow for blow, and surely one of them must go. Oh, Fox with a smack to the chops, a slap to the chest plate, and Jane's ejected. The Fox finishes her with 5 seconds to go, and from Fox's point of view, relentless punishment around the target area, then finally one finds the sweet spot. First Jane's there, and suddenly she's not.
So unlucky. I mean, what a slog that was.
Absolutely. Got tiring towards the end. Just kept trying to push her, and luckily she got there first.
Well, it's certainly not all doom and gloom. You still score 5 points.
One event gone in the ladies' competition, 10-5 to Margot. Next, it's the men.
Our first male contender is Micah. And he's facing a big, bad wolf. Over to John Anderson.
As the airships rise for the ensuing battle, Micah's wife Ellen and his friend Johan getting into the swing of it. They'll have each other's eyes out like that, you know. Told you. The battle lines have been drawn. Here they come for the first engagement. Wolf on the left, Micah on the right. Micah's first dogfight of the season within range, and the onslaught begins. Close quarter combat. The pom-poms are shaking nicely, and Micah's taken one. Explosive start from Wolf. Micah with 1 life gone and 1 to go. And Micah force-feeding Wolf some combat club.
That's a warning.
The referee rebuking Wolf for club hogging. Wolf takes a direct hit. Wolf on borrowed time as well now, and Micah 5 points to the good. Combat clubs are locked up. Wolf with some clean strikes. Micah trying to get back. Oh, but Wolf's determined to dominate, and Micah's blown away. Disaster for Micah. Micah's sister unimpressed with Wolf's puppet impression.
Tell Micah's stick, and he should have been penalised. Micah should get more than points, definitely.
Ooh, wouldn't like to cross Micah's misses.
For a few seconds there, I thought you were going to take the Wolf out.
I thought I had him. He kept defending well, so I'll give him that one.
He did score 5 points, so that's not too bad. For Wolf, it's unusual, really, isn't it, for John Anderson to have to give you a warning?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I never cheat.
You never cheat?
No. Heaven forbid the thought.
I don't think they believe you, mate.
Hey, man, I was just good.
Very good. Good enough to beat Micah. Let's give it up for Wolf and Micah.
In the confines of the area, Micah wiped Wolf's snout with his club, and it could be construed that Wolf couldn't force it away. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
Our second male contender is Alex. And he's up against Rhino. Over to John Anderson.
And as the referee goes through all his contender-ready stuff for the umpteenth time, let's have a look at Alex's facts and figures. Martial artist from Aldershot weighs 83 kilos, that's 13 stones. Rhino, on the other hand, is a good bit shorter, but at 108 kilos is 4 stones heavier than Alex. Head on for the aerial battle, the diabolical dirigibles. Rhino piloting the red airship, Alex the blue, the clubs are poised, and the fight is on. Pump action in the air. And on the ground. And Rhino holding Alex in check, almost fencing with those heavy clubs. Rhino and Alex parrying with one another's blows. Halfway through the contest, Alex's dad Bob doing something with his arms, I'm not sure what. And the pace is hotting up. Rhino finding some gaps to try and score. Alex can't claim any points for going the distance. But it was an extreme tactical battle up there. Alex's mum, Carol, pleased with that performance. It was all a superb example of move and counter-move, all perfectly executed 50 feet above the arena floor. After that opening event, Mike is on 5, Alex still to score.
On now with our next event. And standing at the foot of the wall, it's Margot. She's going to be pursued by Falcon. Also getting ready to climb, it's Jane. She's going to be chased by Boom.
Margot currently leading by 5 points. Here's what she has to say about Jane.
I don't really know Jane very well, but I know she's got to the same stage as I've got to. She knocked out one of the Scottish girls in the first round, and she ain't knocking me out. That's 2 Scottish girls, no way.
So it's first up, Hadrian's Wall. 10 for the first up, 5 for the second. Margot in pink, Jane in yellow. And Margot's fans in very silly Charlie Chuckwigs. Here come the Glads, 7 seconds head start because it is a quarter-final. Falcon chasing Margot, Vogue against Jane. And Falcon making good progress on Margot, Vogue flagging against Jane. Jane's entire family rising to the occasion. Things look precarious for Margot, but decidedly easy for Jane, almost leisurely. Falcon has Margot, but look at this. Jane has 10 points. Vogue not even in the picture. Falcon gets her girl. Come fly with me.
You know, I just kept pushing all the way. I could see she's below me, but I just managed to get to the top first.
She got nowhere near. I mean, you just flew up there.
Yeah, I just kept pushing and pushing. I lost a few of my hands. I was a bit slow at the start, but I picked it up on the end, definitely.
You certainly did. Let's give it up for Jane.
You climbed with great confidence until you got, well, 7/8 to the top, and then it seemed as if you were running out of hand grips and one thing and another.
They need to put a couple more up there for short people. I just can't. Up there, up 3/4 way, I'm fine, and I just can't seem to get to the next handhold. I just tried my best and jumped for it, but...
Absolutely, and that's where you came in straight there. You didn't mess around at all.
That's right. I saw her go over the overhang. I saw her foot, and I just thought, she'll make a grab for it now. And I saw her hesitate, because obviously there's not enough handholds there, especially for a little girl like this. And just took advantage of that.
Absolutely, and that's your job. Let's hear it for Falcon, Margot and Vogue.
Margot stays on 10 points. Jane moves up to 15 after 2 events.
So we now move into the men's event with Micah. He's being chased by the Wolfman. Also standing at the foot of the wall, it's Alex. He's going to be pursued by Ace.
Micah Hudson about to face the wall. Here's what he thinks about it.
I'm quite confident on the wall. I'm hoping that that I'm going to get up to the top. That's my main ambition. So, fingers crossed.
Oh, Micah's misses can hardly bear to look. The climb is on. Alex in blue has experienced the wall before, scored 5 against Saracen. Ellen still can't watch. Little wonder, because the Glads are released. Ace against Alex, and it couldn't be more easy for Ace. Atrocious climb from Alex. Wolf is chasing Micah, determined to make amends for conceding 5 in the first event, but Micah's fans reckon his efforts will be in vain. Oh, Micah looming large at the summit with not a sniff of the Wolfman. Micah wins it, 10 points for the Birmingham-based aerobics champ.
It's a big roar. You're happy with that performance, Micah?
Very happy indeed. Had problems with the wall in practice, but I think I made that look quite silly then, I think.
You didn't hear the Wolfman growling below, did you?
I could smell him, but I couldn't hear him.
You couldn't smell it. The good news for you, Micah, is that you score 10 points.
Well, he really showed you up, didn't he?
No excuses. Give credit where it's due. That guy was fast.
You better believe it. And Alex, your climb was nothing short of a disaster.
Bolt. Well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
And I'm not singing yet, eh? Easy climb for you because you didn't really get off the floor, did you?
No, I heard that he was a good climber, so I prepared my route and I was ready for it. But literally, I didn't have to touch the wall.
Oh, well, never mind. Let's hear it for Wolf, Ace, and Alex.
With 2 events under their belts, Micah has 15, Alex still not off the mark.
So that's 2 events out of the way, but there's plenty more waiting just around the corner. So join us after the break for more action here on Gladiators.
The Gladiators! The Gladiators!
Welcome back to the home of Gladiators, where we're ready to swing into action with our next event. First female contender is Margot. And she's facing Rebel. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready! Set the pendulum! Three, 2, 1.
60 seconds of aerial cat and mouse. 2 points for every lit panel that's touched. And Rebel moving to meet her. Margot decides to go the other way. Oh, and Rebel gives away 2 points by bashing the panel with her knee. Rebel's after Margot's pink pennant, and it won't be long. 2 more points for Margot, but Rebel's got her. Her sister Helen disappointed with that fast finishing from Rebel. 17 seconds to get the job done. Margot desperately shuffles right, just manages to fire up the section before Rebel snatches the flag. Time for the technical talk.
Margot, come here, my darling. Rebel was on you fairly quickly there, wasn't she?
I didn't even see her coming kind of thing, but I think I managed to get one light on, but never mind.
The good news for you is that you hit 1 light, which was 2 points, and Rebel hit another one, which is another 2, so you score 4 points! Rebel a bit unlucky with tapping one of their scoring lights.
Yeah, I was trying to get to her as quickly as possible before she got to the scoring point, because I like to make my life as easy as possible, but I like staying up there for too long. But, you know, I had a little bit of a stumble, but all due respect to her, she was really quick, and she got there, so...
Well, you still did a great job. Let's give it up for Rebel and Margot. Our second female contender is Jane. And she's facing Falcon.
Jane with an air of confidence, and no wonder.
Again, I'm looking forward to pendulum. Hopefully I'm going to score the 10 points, get the one at the bottom, which is what I was looking for in the last round.
3, 2, 1.
As she said, Jane scored 6 on the pendulum last time, fires up 2 points immediately. Whatever it is her Aunt Peggy's waving, she's waving it frantically. Falcon is coming round the mountain the other way. Jane spotted her and the speed trial is on. Falcon incredibly quick, avoids conceding 2 points on that section. Jane passes over the panel. She's already lit as Falcon closes in. 2 more points coming up, but Jane's hope of heading for the 4-point South Pole sector looked dashed. Falcon looming large above her. Falcon won't prevent another 2 points being flashed, but gets it done. Good, solid work from Falcon. Well, in the end, Jane just manages to trigger the points as Falcon leans down to finish it once and for all. Jane descends for more analysis.
There they come, Jane. I think you got 2 points fairly quickly, and then the chase was on, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went for the same tactic I did last time. Unfortunately, she went the other way. Saw her coming, so I had to sprint around the other side. Got the top 6, but she was too quick for me. Got a penalty flag.
Well, still a good result, Jane. You score 6 points.
Dad and boyfriend happy enough with that, with 3 events done and dusted. Margot's on 14, Jane 21.
Our first male contender is Micah. And he's up against Hunter. Over to John Anderson.
He'll fire it at anyone. Meanwhile, Micah figuring out a plan of campaign. The local lad weighs in at 73 kilos, which, as you know by now, is 11 stone 7. Hunter, by contrast, seems to be 103 kilos, which means he's 4.5 stones heavier. Micah's mum, Zarita, conducting herself superbly.
3, 2, 1.
On his last pendulum swing, Micah scored 6 against the Hunter, and he's already scored 2 this time out. Micah's folks are thrilled with that. Micah going downstairs where the big points are. No sign of Hunter yet. Oh, hello. Here he comes. Micah gearing up, or rather down, to kick home that 4-point sector. Oh, and Hunter moves in and takes him. Did Micah get the point in time? Johan looking puzzled, not for the first time tonight. From another angle, we can see clearly the panel flashing before Hunter reaches down to take the flag from Micah's back. 6 points to Micah.
Micah, Hunter, I mean, he didn't give you much breathing space there, did he?
No, I knew where he was. I just needed to get what I wanted.
And what were you after?
I wanted 2 points on the top and 4 underneath.
Well, you certainly got that, so you've got to be happy with your 6 points.
Thank you very much.
There you are. All is made clear to Johan now.
It's quick, but I knew he was there.
Our second male contender is Alex. He's facing the one and only Saracen.
There's the biggest smile on the screen, the sensational Saracen. If Alex looks perplexed, he's thinking about Micah.
Micah's a very interesting opponent. Very, very fit, not an ounce of body fat. He's ripped to the bone, muscles everywhere, an aerobics champion. He's also an old martial artist. He's competed on many of the same circuits I've competed on. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to treat this more like a fight. 2 fighters coming together, psyching each other out. But I'm still fighting. He hasn't fought for a long time, so I feel I've got the advantage.
Last time out, Alex scored 2 against Hunter. Needs to better that here. Scores 2 with Sarah clearly going the wrong way. Alex hedging his bets, tentatively coming up on another 2-point panel. Oh, 4 points in the pot, and here comes Saracen. Incredible speed and agility. Alex scurrying for cover, but he's a goner. Sarah forces him from the pendulum. He's so fast for such a big fella. The Gladiator veteran knows every trick in the book to keep a contender, and he scored down.
Hey, Hanson, come on down here. What was your plan on the pendulum, Alex?
To go like a bat out of hell.
Bat out of hell? In which direction?
Around and then under.
Did it go to plan?
It did, except I thought he was going around the other way because I couldn't see him. Whoa, bumped into him.
Well, it's not too bad. Even though you bumped into him, you still managed 4 points. Sarah, you got there in the end, mate.
I did actually go around the other way, and I didn't see him, so I doubled back on myself. There he was. I think he panicked slightly, which was to my advantage. He missed his hand grips and he fell off. So I would have caught him anyway.
You are the one and only. Let's give it up for Sarah and Alex.
3 down, 2 to go. Micah on 21, Alex on 4. Next up.
Getting ready to swing, it's Margot. Also getting ready to jump, it's Jane. And they're facing Vogue and Rebel. Let's go. Over to John Anderson.
Contenders ready! Ladies ready! 3, 2, 1.
Neither contender has swung before in competition. Margot in pinch there first. Jane joins her. The ball's rained down, and Margot and Jane are all tied up. The guys will have to sort that mess out. Here comes Jane for another pop. Jane stretches for a yellow and opens her swing shot account with 1 point. Margot back for a second jump. Oh, way short. Jane again picks a blue, but drops it on the return journey. Jane's turnaround much faster than Margot's. Down and up to it. Snaffles another yellow. 2 in the pot for Jane. as Margot picks her first yellow. Jane with a free swing, just couldn't stretch with that blue, scores low, but that's nothing to do with the Gladiators. Finally, Rebel gets her game going and nudges Margot away. Jane again, misses the blue, Vogue way out of it again. Jane allows the points to drop. Margot again, superb jump, just misses a blue. Jane next, takes one, but she'll be out of time. The hooter beats her to the basket. Great efforts from both girls, but the Glads lacklustre. Jane with an all but free jump to collect her first swing shot point, immediately followed by Margot, equally unimpeded.
So at the end of swing shot, Margot picked up 1 point. And Jane picked up 2 points.
Jane clearly disappointed, but she'll be happy enough with her lead. Margot has 15, Jane 23. Next up.
To our next event. Our first male contender is Micah. And he's facing Ace. Over to John Anderson.
Lock in. Whiplash is all about the contender hauling the Gladiator from the ring by the way of that dog bone to score 10. Ace a demon with the old dog bone, but Micah's got proven strength and agility.
Take the straight. Contender ready! Gladiator ready!
Ace will try to root himself to the centre blob, while Micah spends 30 seconds trying to figure out how to shift an immovable object. Micah's never performed in the whiplash circle before and beginning to wish he'd kept it that way. And Micah busy going nowhere. We can assume that's an instruction to Ace rather than Micah, otherwise we wouldn't have a game. Micah, relentless, very high work rate, carrying on, but there's no way that he's going to get anything from this except a very sore arm. Time's up. Ace does his job with consummate skill. Micah scores full marks for effort, but no points to speak of.
Certainly a face of determination, but he's a big lump to move, isn't he?
He is a big lump. Don't mean that literally. No, it was a good match, but I couldn't shift him. I need an extra stone, I think, on one arm.
You're not too dizzy, though. You seem to be going round and round a bit.
I tried every tactic, but I couldn't get him.
Ace, you weren't leaving the circle, were you?
I've got to give him 10 out of 10 for his dizziness tactic. I was just spinning round in a circle at one point, and I nearly lost my foot, and it nearly worked.
Well, it certainly didn't confuse you. Let's give it up for Ace and Micah.
Micah, tremendous, unassuming character. No wonder he's got such support.
Our second male contender is Alex. And he's facing Hunter.
Lock in.
John Anderson warned Ace not to pull. It used to be a Gladiator tactic to try and rip the bone from the contender's hand to get the job done. Now it's a practice frowned upon by the Gladiator's ruling body, whoever she is.
Contender ready! Gladiator ready!
Oh, Alex gets straight to work, but the ref's blown up.
That's your first warning. Do not pull. Arm extended, and they're going to try and pull you out. You don't pull them. You resist.
Hunter gets his knuckles wrapped, told to resist and not pull. I've seen him outside workouts, and he certainly can't resist pulling then.
27 seconds remaining.
Here we go again. A reminder, there's 10 points to be claimed if Alex heaves Hunter from the ring. Alex shoulder barging Hunter. Ref steaming in again this time to chastise Alex.
You're not allowed to tackle him. Well, once you run into him, he's not that difficult to see, so next time, avoid him. Take the straight. There are 20 seconds remaining.
Well, let's see how far we get this time without the whistle being blown for an infringement. This is Alex's debut in the whiplash ring, and he'll need to work hard to shift the Hunter from that centre spot. Hunter gritting his teeth with grim determination. Alex trying everything he can think of, but Hunter has the whip hand in whiplash. Time is running out, but Hunter's going nowhere. Good work from him. Only a 30-second game, but it seemed a good deal longer with all those infringements. Here's Jeremy.
Alex, I was just a little bit confused about your tactics there. Can you talk me through them?
I've been training for this game quite a lot in my martial arts gym. Trying to get his body weight as low to his feet as possible, get him off balance, and then drag him off. But he's got some serious strength there.
Did it work in training?
Every time.
Well, it didn't work tonight, sorry about that. Hunter, were you a bit bemused by Alex's tactics there?
Yeah, he's been winking at me backstage, so I was a tad worried when he started getting a bit close to me there.
He's a handsome chap.
Yeah, but anyway, moving on. He was very good. Yeah, I could feel the strain as he was pulling me. He's a strong contender. It's a very difficult game for us. There was a lot of stopping and starting there because we're not supposed to bend the arm, but it's very difficult. It's an aggressive game. He took it to me. I managed to come through in the end.
Good matchup. Let's hear it for Hunter and Alex.
And Hunter should know all about that. After 4 events, the scores stay the same. Micah on 21, Alex on 4.
First up, it's Margot. She's facing Siren.
Well, let's see how they measure up before they square up. Siren scales 70 kilos, which is all of 11 stones, while Stirlingshire's Margot is 59 kilos, which is the same as 9 stones 4 pounds. That's Margot's little daughter Jensen up. And that's little Jensen's mummy Margot, who's just about to get a serious walloping from Siren. It's jocks away. Margot scored 5 against Rio in her last duel, but can she cope with a scary Celtic Siren? She'll score 5 if she stays the distance, but few do against this gladiator. In fairness, Margot taking some solid stuff from Siren, and she's soaking it up well. Margot hasn't got the power to knock Siren off, but she's durable enough to take everything that's been thrown at her. Less than 10 seconds, Siren can't break down this robust performance from Margot McMillan. 5 points well earned, but that hooter will be a blessed relief for Margot and me. Jensen almost lost for words, but her mummy did her proud.
Well, Margot, I have to say, for such a wee one, you put up one heck of a fight.
None of them were getting me off that. I've made my mind up. I'm up there, and I'm up there for 30 seconds.
And you stuck to it, and you picked up 5 points as we go into the Eliminator. Very valuable point.
Yeah, just go for the Eliminator and hope for the best.
Absolutely, and the very best of luck to you. And it really was Scotland against Scotland up there, but I have to say, I bet you did not expect a bigger fight like that on your hands.
Well, actually, I did, because in the heat she went up against Rio and she stayed on, so I knew I would have my work cut out for me. And it's us little Scottish tigers, that's what it is. She did great, really well.
She certainly did. Let's hear it for Siren, and well done, Margot. On duel, it's Jane. And she's facing Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready to go, ready! On guard!
Are they wigs or have they stuck their heads in a couple of giant blackberries? Jane, another durable duelist, if her past record is anything to go by. Last time she wielded a pugil stick in anger, she scored 5 against Vogue. Fox is a tougher customer, but Jane needs to score to maintain her lead against Margot. Fox letting rip with some big ones, but Jane just takes it. Eat that! And Jane won't be rocked by the best that Fox can throw at her. Oh, Fox in trouble. Jane can't finish it. Oh, and Fox unloads again. Neither girl with the finishing power required. Very good performance from Jane. Took a licking, but kept on sticking. Fox trying for a big finish, but can't get it started. 5 points to Jane. Brother Andrew with the rattle, Marie on her feet, and so was Jane throughout. Even had Fox worried for a moment before Fox unloaded another roundhouse.
Well, Jane, I have to say, that was an absolutely terrific fight. You looked as if you unsettled Fox on quite a few occasions, and you managed to maintain your composure because you almost fell off as well.
Absolutely. I thought I had her at one bit. I kept pushing, but she wasn't going to budge. I thought I lost it one bit, but I managed to get my balance back. Just kept going. Managed to stay on, luckily.
Absolutely, and pick up those valuable 5 points. And Fox, although you did look unsettled on a few occasions, I've never seen blows like that. Who have you been practicing with?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of boxing training with my boyfriend, so I've taken a few blows to the head, so I'm used to it, but I wasn't going to come off there for nothing. She was really good. She stayed on there. She took a few hard blows, so if Fair play, she's a very strong girl.
Absolutely, and so are you. Let's hear it for Fox, and well done, Jane.
As Jane and the Fox trot back to the locker room, here's the score after 5 events. Margot 20, Jane 28.
So we now move into the men's event with Micah. And tonight, he's facing Diesel.
If you want some Gladiator stats, Diesel do. 105 kilos in weight, which, as everybody knows, converts to 16 stones and 7 pounds. So, by my reckoning, Micah finds himself almost 5 stones lighter. The lull before the storm. Micah was felled from the pugil platform at the hand of Hunter last time out. Diesel looking uncertain, and Micah struggling with his balance. Diesel needs to get a grip of this situation, or Micah's going to steal it. To use the technical term, Micah whopping in some biggers. Micah's in trouble, bent double, cops a monster from behind. Somehow keeps his balance. Oh, and Diesel's gone. Overcooks it and hands Micah 10 points on a plate. Diesel's wondering how that happened, so let's see it again. Micah unloads. Diesel retaliates, smashes home a big right. Micah's nearly gone, defies gravity somehow, but Diesel's committed, and the inevitable occurs.
Micah, I saw you clock Diesel as you got onto the platform, looking him up and down and thinking, wow, I've got to face that. How can a comparatively little fella like you unsettle a big chap like that?
I had to redeem myself. The Hunter took me out in 3 seconds. I had to hang on in there, and I was determined to hold it. He's a big guy, but I thought if I could chip away at his kneecaps, I'd be better off.
And I tell you, his kneecaps are virtually up to your armpits. I mean, this was just an incredible fight, because I'm not sure if you were expecting that, were you?
No, definitely not. He's a really strong guy. He did really well. I mean, it's not to take my hat off to him. He did really well. I'm very proud of him. He did well.
Well done, 10 points. Well done, Micah, and well done to Diesel too. Next up, it's Alex, and he's facing Cobra. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready!
Still mugging to the crowd, but no mug when it comes to his stats. The sneaky snake weighs 92 kilos, 14 stone 7, which I figure makes him 21 pounds heavier than Alex. Let's not forget that Alex is a martial artist, so this is right up his street. Oh, fancy footwork from Cobra. Alex steps across and Cobra scoops him away less than 4 seconds. Oh, Snake Hips has done it again. Alex can see the funny side, knows his enthusiasm was his downfall that time. Oh, talk about splitting the difference.
Shame, shame, shame. We were desperately wanting some points, weren't we, as we were heading into the Eliminator, and you didn't manage it.
He's got some slide tactics, Cobra. He's making me laugh up there. Too friendly.
Maybe that's his tactic, and one and only tactic, because, well, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he might knock you out.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, it's just another day at the office. Actually, a lot of these guys, they, when they toss the coin to choose who they're going to get, they're happy when they get me, but I've very, very rarely lost this over the last 7 years, because I'm not bad, you know, I do a bit of the old ducking and diving and giving the old one calls and all that, and you know it all.
You're a little bit of a wide ball. Let's hear it for Cobra and Alex.
If anyone's got any idea who that impression was meant to be of, don't write to us. Cobra enticed Alex across. Alex fell for it and paid the price by taking a backhander. He who laughs last gets to spin the stick. After 5 events, Micah's on 31, Alex on 4.
Picking up any points. Their only chance now of winning is through the Eliminator. Join us after the break here on Gladiators.
The Gladiators! The Gladiators!
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's Eliminator time. Now, in the women's event, Margot's on 20 points, Jane's on 28 points. That's an 8-point difference, giving Jane a 4-second head start. Over to Jeremy.
Jane, you've worked very hard for that 4-second lead. You've really got to make that count now on the Eliminator, haven't you?
Absolutely. I mean, you're losing 1 second and she's catching up all the time. You just got to keep pushing forward. You know, don't look back again. All the way, hopefully through the papers first.
Just go for it. Margot, is it too much to catch up?
It's never too much to catch up. I want it more, so I'm going to work for it.
OK, good luck to the both of you, and I'll see you at the finish. over to John Anderson.
Jane, you will go on my first whistle. Margot, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Jane Smith from Sheffield has a degree in physical education. Against her, Stirling's Margot McMillan, a qualified motor mechanic. Jane trampolines to the climbing net. Margot dispenses with the high and low hurdles. Fearsome enthusiasm from Margot's boyfriend Scott. Jane also an aerobics instructor, so she's got the stamina to go all the way. Rope climb, and if anything, that lead growing. Her auntie Peggy getting worked up. Jane smooth on the ladder. One day that window cleaner's going to ask for it back. Margot tackles the rope. Jane swings the Valley of Death. Her fastest eliminator timed at 1 minute 35. Margot's clocked at 1:43, so Jane must have the edge. But anything can happen between here and the paper burst, as we've seen so many times on Gladiators. Jane's boyfriend Andy. Margot swings the Valley of Death as Jane tops the giant net. You've got to have a head for heights around here. Margot, still with plenty of fire, climbing strongly. Jane on the zip line, knees up for the big landing. It's always a nail-biter right to the end. Margot to the gantry. Jane sprints up the first seesaw. Margot on finals for the splashdown. Jane, complete seesaw number 2. Just a travelator away from a place in the semi-finals. She's there! Sheffield's Jane Smith wins it! Swings to victory! Family celebrations all round. Margot gearing up the final frontier. Still full of pep in her step. Smoothly up the rolling roadway. Fabulous contender. Give it up for Margot McMillan.
Jane, don't get through to the semi-final. You've got to be so happy.
Absolutely. I was towering towards the balance beams. You know, the travelator's a bit faster now, so I was a bit worried about that. Just kept pushing all the way and I got through.
How happy are you with the time of 1 minute 24? I mean, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Brilliant.
Can the crew from Sheffield come back another time?
Hopefully, definitely, yeah.
I'm sure they will. Let's give it up for Jane Smith. Well done.
Well, Margot, you fought so hard tonight, but at the end of the day, the eliminator is there to sort out the stronger from the slightly weaker. And on this occasion, it was you. I don't know how you were feeling throughout it. I know you were going at every station as fast as you could.
I made a few mistakes. The better person won. I was just hoping she was going to follow the travelator. Sad.
But you've had a good time on Gladiators?
Yeah, experience I'll never forget, so...
Oh, that's terrific. Well, listen, it's been great to have you on the show, and the very best of luck in the future to you and all your family and everyone who's come down from Scotland. Let's hear it for Margot!
Well, you don't get many motor mechanic mums on Gladiators, but if Margot's anything to go by, then we'd love to see more. Jane accepts the congratulations of her family and friends. Boyfriend Andy gets stuck in. Oh, but here's some serious celebrating at the hand of Margot's sister Helen. It's missed her and got the cameraman. Mind you, he won't mind. Well, what can you say? Champagne corks popping in the McMillan camp. Great bunch of supporters behind a great girl. Meanwhile, in the fastest eliminator contest, Jane's time of 1 minute 24.2 more than shatters the record set last week by Maria Ward. In tonight's men's eliminator, Micah's lead of 27 points will give him a 13.5 seconds advantage.
Well, Alex, I have to say that it really hasn't gone your way so far tonight.
It ain't over to the fat lady sings, like I said before. I've been doing some really powerful visualisation. I haven't died yet. I'm going to do it.
All right, well, you heard the man, Micah, and also I've seen in Gladiators before much bigger head starts being caught up, so you know, too, you can't afford to relax.
No, I won't relax. I'm going to just go for it. 100%.
All right, well, the very best of luck to the two of you, and we'll see you both at the end. John Anderson.
The arena braces itself for the last action of the night. Micah's wife feeling the tension.
Micah, you will go on my first whistle. Alex, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Micah shares his name with the Old Testament prophets, but no one can really prophesize how this will end. Micah Hudson, manager of a health spa at Acox Green, on the first cargo net. Sister Faye cheering him on. Wife Ellen hopes she's not ill. Here comes Alex Reid. 13 and a half seconds behind and 10 years younger. The kickboxer from Aldershot bounces to the net, and the gap is certainly closing. Micah starts his pedaling. Faye still giving it large, and Ellen still can't watch. Alex turns for the rope climb. Micah still pumping with the trapeze ahead of him. Swings the valley and onto the nets. The long, hard climb to the gantry. Knows he has to keep fighting and stay focused. Alex onto the bike, gets it rolling. His dad Bob willing him to win. Micah with the summit in sight, can't afford to relax for a moment. He'll sprint for the zip line and Alex swings to the net. Oh, nifty dismounting from Alex. Micah on line to download. The merciless graveyard lies in wait. Alex still on that cargo climb. A very smart gentleman applauding his efforts. Micah seesaw. The end is in sight. Slams it down. Alex to the gantry. Hoping the travelator will take its toll. Micah now for the big finish. Alex is in for the splashdown. Micah up for a semi-final place. Has he got the power? Oh, yes, he's there. Micah Hudson into the semi-final. Superb all-round performance. Finally, Ellen can look. Johan celebrates with her. Alex powers up the travelator. Magnificent contender. Digs deep into the courage bank. Tops the hill from hell and finishes it off.
Micah Hudson, I don't know how exhausted you're feeling right now, but how do you fancy coming back and doing it all over again?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm feeling good.
This guy's hardly out of breath. You're through to the semi-finals. Let's hear it for Micah Hudson.
Alex, like everything we've seen of you this evening, you gave it your best shot.
Alexander the Great didn't conquer tonight, but I'm still happy.
How much have you enjoyed the whole Gladiator experience?
It's got one word to say. Top banana.
That's two. A message to your supporters?
Thank you, supporters. Been brilliant.
You certainly made a big impact on our programme. We've enjoyed having you. Thanks for being here. Let's give it up for Alex.
Great enthusiasm there for Alex from his intrepid supporters. But for Micah, it's a place in the semis and a big squashy kiss from Ellen. They all seem highly delighted with that prospect. Kiss for Faye. Great family scenes. Well, Alex gave his all. Sister Lauren is waiting to offer her commiserations. In the men's fastest eliminator, Micah's time of 1:30.7, way outside Dave Walter's existing record.
Well, that's the end of the quarters. The semi-finals start next week.
Absolutely. So if you want some hot action, you better join us here on Gladiators.
Good night.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.